wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Bee, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the KVJ show. How is everybody doing today?
Doing good.
So nice.
Humping around on a little hump day.
It is a little bit of a hump day. Yeah. So you were doing some aquatic sports yesterday, Virginia?
Yes, we were on the water. We were testing out the jet ski.
Okay.
And man, it is finally running good.
It is, after you got the wood out of the engine?
Yes. Well, I
Okay.
told you we bought a used jet ski.
Yeah.
And we don't know anything about jet skis, so that may have been mistake number one. And when we took it to the guy to go fix it, he just pulled like all these wood chunks out of it. He was showing us all these broken parts that he replaced. And so, yeah, now the thing runs like a dream.
It's humming, huh?
It is humming.
Okay, that's good to see. I saw Magnolia's doing some skiing behind it.
Yeah, she's doing scurfing,
Uh-huh.
which is like you get on a skimboard and you kind of like it pulls you behind the boat. And she's been trying for months and months and months to get up.
Right.
Because it's tricky.
It is tricky, yeah.
And she finally got it. Yay!
Oh, good for her.
I want to do it. I want. That looks like fun. I want to be a part of it.
It's so super fun. These kids are good at it. She's got a little girlfriend that is, I mean, quite the athlete. This
Okay.
girl can do everything the boys can do, and I'm like, wow, you get
Good for
it,
her.
girl.
I love jet skis. I love all kind of the water sports. For a person who doesn't swim well, I do like me a water sport.
Come to Tequesta. You know, my sister's in town this weekend, and so I'm rallying all my neighbors that have boats. I'm like, hey, y'all want to go out this weekend?
Oh, okay.
Get a bunch of people.
I'm throwing it out there.
Party Armada? Okay.
I don't know if anybody's going to bite on it yet, but I've thrown it out there.
Okay. All right, look at that. Virginia's putting together a big boat party.
All right, cool. All right, yeah, COVID.
Yeah. No wiffle ball for you, but boat parties galore.
Huh, okay, all right. You went to the Keys a couple weeks ago too. All right.
I think
Yeah.
you're having wiffle ball because Panda is, I think, leaning to wiffle ball.
Yeah, I've finally snapped. I am over people and their opinions. I'm going to be doing what I want, and if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. Email Kevin.
I'll delete it.
Well, I was only really strict because of Panda, but if Panda is going to go do wiffle ball, then I don't know why I was like being so strict.
I don't know either. I know it's in my heart. I know how we're going to do it. I know we're going to be safe about it. And if people want to make a big deal about it, they can. Go for it.
So is this the end of Virginia law then?
It is for me. I'm personally officialing, without a doubt, retiring from Virginia law.
Okay.
She holds no power over me anymore whatsoever as of 6/08, whatever the date is today.
Just now you decided.
Yeah, she's lighting up a little bit, but I could tell still with her tone, I'm still not allowed to do stuff, and it's
You
done.
don't care. You're done.
You can do
You're doing what
whatever
you
you
wanna do.
want. I mean, if Panda says that he doesn't care anymore, then that was the reason I was so strict.
I'm not
So-
going to Club La Vila and partying. I'm going outside to play wiffle ball. I mean,
Yeah. It's gone well for the Marlins so far.
it won't happen to us.
No.
We're better than the Marlins.
Okay, yes.
We're better than the Marlins.
I do think at some point we need to get Panda on the air and find out what happened because I haven't talked to him about this yet. I was trying to save.
What made him change?
What made him change? I haven't asked him because I want his genuine, honest first response to be on the radio. He's sleeping right now, but
Probably just the fact that we're not going to be next to each other. We'll have masks on. We're going to do it safe. There's a lot of positives of why it will work. It's just a couple of guys playing some wiffle ball. When I say couple, like 8 guys.
Yeah.
when I say couple, like 27.
Then we're going to go after the wiffle ball tournament, Kev. We're going to go to this raging boat party I just heard about.
Yeah, it's going down. Virginia's putting it together. It should be a lot of fun.
We're both snapping. We're like, screw it.
Come on out. Yeah. Well, interesting to see. Seen some pretty good stuff as far as the coronavirus numbers. The positivity rate for the state below 10% yesterday. That was kind of good. Cases only at like 5,000. which is not bad. So, I thought there's some good things that were going on.
Virginia always says don't read the comments, and I agree with the witch. But there's sometimes where someone messages you and you have to read it, and that's what had happened. I told you guys yesterday about the one person saying that if I have a wiffle ball tournament, I'm basically a murderer. Yeah.
It's a strong stance.
You ever get a comment where it makes you just go, all right, you know what? I'm going to go out and double play wiffle ball now just because of this annoying comment.
Double play.
Double play.
I don't even know how you do that, but you're doing
Well,
it.
the people who do that, they think they're going to shame you or force you into their will, and it pushes you in the other direction.
It does for the it brings out the jerk bird in me. I get my feathers ruffled up. I'm like, oh, you're gonna call me a murderer? I'm gonna go out and play.
Yeah, people just got to understand. It's like, this is just human nature. When you do that, people will double down and go that much harder in the opposite direction of what you want.
Especially if you were raised by Kay Pennington.
There you go. Exactly. All right, well, there you go. Well, apparently Virginia law is lifted. It is a bright, shiny Wednesday here.
Freedom!
Freedom!
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, I don't know what's going on with his finances, but coming up in a second, Jeff Foxworthy is having a fire sale. And I will tell you what he's unloading and where he's moving and all of his personal details coming up in just a second. Jeff Foxworthy making some big moves.
It has big money, by the way. That guy's rich.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I'll look it up.
Has he lost any recently, or is he still holding strong?
I think that guy's holding strong, but I'll get you an official report.
Thank you, Bird. Before we get into that, did you see this creepy story? The reigning champ of NBC's American Ninja Warrior is a guy who's like 31 now. He lives here in Florida. But this chick has come forward and claims that when she was 15 and he was 26, he began a relationship with her. And you know the kind of relationship I'm talking about.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Again, she was 15, he was 26. And she says that even after her mother found out about it and she confronted the guy and her continued to sneak around in parking lots and behind restaurants and all kinds of stuff. So she's coming forward and telling her story now about this guy. He was 26 when it happened. He's 31 now. But it's definitely a messy story. He won $1 million from the show, but he is now having to make a court appearance over all of this here in Florida. Mm-hmm. Tiffany Haddish shaved her head. Did you see this?
I did see it.
Wow. She shaved her head and she confirmed that she's dating Common.
He has a shaved head too.
Well, she addressed it a few times. Last week she said people were saying, oh, Tiffany Haddish lost her mind. She shaved her head. But if you ask any of her close friends, they said she's been saying she's been wanting to do this for years.
Interesting. She talks about how she's dating Common now, and it's like the best relationship she's ever had in her life.
But is it okay? How new is the relationship? Is it brand new?
That's a great question.
Because a lot of times when you're in a new relationship and you're just, oh, it's the best relationship you've ever been in. Give it a few months.
I don't know how long it's been, but the quote is, hands down, the best relationship I've ever been in. So if you want to hear the whole thing, she sat down with Steve-O on his Wild Ride podcast and did a whole entire interview.
Yeah, here she is explaining why she shaved her head.
I'm bald because I want to know myself from head to toe. And as a woman, most women, you don't ever cut your hair off, so you never know what your head looks like. And I wanted to see like where all my moles were. I went to the doctor and she was like, oh, you have a few moles here and a few moles there. You might want to get them checked out. Yeah, you should get all your moles checked every year.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, she
Fascinating.
got a bunch of moles, and she said you've been wanting to do it for a while. So, will you ever shave your head?
I mean, only if we did some stupid bet on this dumb show and I ended up losing and I had to shave it.
But if you-
That's really the only thing that I see. I mean, if I get cancer and it's falling out, I might shave it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry for the pick-me-up. Happy Wednesday.
That really wasn't the direction I was trying to go into.
But she's going to try to drive it into that awkward, really uncomfortable, depressing.
I figure that was kind
comment.
of assumed if you had cancer, you would. But I'm saying it like a more of a if you're cultivating a look or something. All right, got you.
You want to
Probably
make it
not.
weird.
Probably not.
All right, I feel sad.
Okay.
Jeff Foxworthy is selling his home in Georgia. He had this massive Atlanta area home, 12,000 square feet, and I guess he's downsizing and having basically a garage sale. He is offering up autographed memorabilia, TV scripts, sports collectibles, a lot of furniture, a pool table, and 2 deer heads that you put on the wall. Of course, Jeff Foxworthy has redneck deer heads.
Now, I don't necessarily love his comedy, but I do respect that man's work ethic and what he's been able to do. I saw a special on him before, and he works really hard. Very hard. And he's very well respected with comedians.
He's also got a show on A&E called What's It Worth, where he travels around the U.S. with a team of experts to find out what people's stuff, coincidentally, kind of the same kind of stuff he's selling right now, is worth. So is he filming for the show, or is it just a coincidence that he's selling all of his stuff and he has a show about selling your stuff?
I'd imagine it's probably not a coincidence.
Yes, it's.
So if you go to buy his stuff, are you going to be on the TV show? Because that's kind of cool. You get a deer head and a cameo on an A&E television project.
Oh, I'm going to auction off that sweet country mustache. That thing's sweet.
Yeah.
You would buy it?
How much do you think he's worth?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen him do anything, but I'm not really in those goofy, hokey, cheesy country comedy circles.
Keep in mind, he was one of those guys that was, I think at one point he had a #1 show.
Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader was huge.
I think he had a book. He's a stand-up comedian. He's worth $100 million.
Are you
100?
kidding me?
Wow.
He's worth that much money. I knew he was worth a ton.
Shut the
100
front door.
million.
We're not in that circle, but think about that
That's a lot of
redneck
deer heads.
that comedy tour they do with all Larry the Cable Guy and everybody.
Dang.
That thing is massive.
I apologize for insinuating that he's on the down and outs.
No, he's not in the down and out. He's been
Wow.
doing it since the early '80s too, y'all.
Well, get it, Foxworthy. And that's what's going on in your dirt of the day.
Do you want to watch the KVJ Show live or on demand? Find us on youtube.com/KVJ Show.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you got on your mind today, Jay Bird?
I'm a little bummed out today.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I woke up and Chewy, my dog, was limping real bad, and I have no idea why. And I hate when he's hurt. It just puts me in such a funky mood. And but the thing about Chewy is it's kind of a pain to take him to the vet because he's got, he's blind, he's got some issues. Now, when I talk about Chewy, I know some people like to email me or send me messages about, whether it's Chewy's time to go or not. I have seen 3 different veterinarians. All 3 of them said it's not time for Chewy to go. So you don't have to send me any of those messages. It's not his time. I would never keep Chewy alive if he was suffering. So with that said, I'm just talking about his limp problem. And the vet's really, really expensive no matter what you do. No matter what if you just go to check out, a regular checkout, it's going to be a lot of money. And sometimes do you ever have that with kids where you're like, all right, should I take them to the doctor or maybe not because they're probably going to get through it.
I always take him to the doctor, but remember when I had to take Mags to the emergency room twice when she almost drowned in the ocean from the big waves?
Yeah.
Those 2 visits to the emergency room cost me about $4,500.
The emergency of anything is pretty rough. So I've gone to the regular vet for issues, and I've gone to the emergency room for issues. Because sometimes, look, if it's the weekend and it's something bad happens to your pet and it's past midnight, you only have so many options, and that is a very expensive pay. I mean, we're talking thousands of dollars for that kind of stuff. You feel good walking out an emergency vet if it's only $1,300. You're like, yes, we spent $1,300
Only.
Yeah. So I guess my question to the vet people out there: when do you have to? How long do you have to wait for a limp to where you're like, all right, it's not working itself out? You should take your dog to the vet after a day, after 2 days. I don't know. You go online, everyone's got all kind of different opinions about animals, and they always contradict each other.
You're his doggy daddy, and at the end of the day, you got to make the call that you feel best about. And nobody really can tell you because they're not in your house.
Well, it's not true, actually. I don't want to get into an argument with you, but you can totally talk about certain dog ailments, and someone can tell you whether or not you should or should not go to the vet because so many people spend so much money on it.
But, I mean, if people are chirping at you saying your dog's about to die, you're mean for keeping him alive, you don't have to listen to those people.
I don't listen to them, but it does hurt me. It does. I mean, I'm only human. I read something. It's like when someone calls you a bad mom, you're a human being. You're going to read something. It does affect people when they read negative things sometimes.
And I kind of am a bad mom.
I don't think you are a bad mom. I think you talk about the crazy stuff on the air that some people would highlight, go, oh, she's a bad mom, but you're not a bad mom. I know how you are.
Makes you feel better. I got it from
Wait, your microphone's not on, Kevin.
I don't know why.
That's not
I'm
good.
turning myself off. Yeah, it just happened. If it makes you feel better, honestly, I got it from the dining room table the other day and just started limping.
Well, that's just it, because sometimes dogs are just
I don't know why.
Dogs are just like
up.
people. Sometimes they have a limp and it just works out. It works out on its own.
Yeah.
And that's happened before.
I guess it's just life, baby.
I think it's just life, baby.
Yeah. So I'm just limping through it.
Yeah.
Virginia, what you got on your mind today?
So, I put off the dental stuff and I didn't want to go for a teeth cleaning. And I put it off for the kids for months. I put it off for myself for months. But today I'm going for my first dental cleaning. I'm like 3 months overdue. And I like what they're doing. So my dentist sent me a text message yesterday and it said, okay, you're going to be coming in tomorrow. Please, once you arrive, stay in your parked car. When we are ready to see you, we will text you. Also, before you're allowed to come in, you have to fill out this whole form, and it's all these questions about your health, and they want to make sure that you haven't been around anybody that's sick or you're not sick. And then I like all these little things they're doing. So if you're like me and you were scared to go to the dentist and you put it off and put it off and put it off, just know that the good dentists are doing it this way, and they're going to have you wait outside in your car, and you're not going to mingle with other patients. You're not going to run into them in the lobby. And I like the way they're doing things, and it does give me a sense of ease.
If you think emergency vet is expensive, try going to the emergency dentist. Oh my God.
That's a lot.
Oh, man.
It's a fun little joke you can play if you work there, too. Be like going, he's still sitting in his car. I can't believe it. It's been 2 hours.
Leave him in his car.
No, give him 10 more minutes. See if he stays. I've got 3 keys to either slowing or reversing the aging process. Do you want to know what they are?
Yes.
I thought it was pretty interesting.
Botox?
No, it's natural stuff. Virginia, it's not filling your body with a bunch of synthetic stuff.
Does it work?
Is it one of those things where it's like happiness?
Being kind to people.
One of those fake lists.
No, Botox is better than being kind to people.
Because I've seen some really happy people and they still look old.
Yeah, has nothing to do with happiness either, no. It actually has got a biological function that actually makes some sense. There is a scientist from Harvard University who a lot of people are crediting, saying that he's figured out how to slow down and maybe even stop or reverse the aging process. And it is a secret about putting your body through what they call healthy stressors that activate specific molecules and proteins that keep our cells on task. The 3 things you can do to slow or reverse the aging process, he says: exercise, cold exposure, and calorie reduction. The 3 things.
Cold exposure, is that something where it's one of those things you have to do? You just don't go out into the cold. You have to go out and put like compresses on your face.
There's different ways to do it. He said the simple way to do it would just be is if it's a little bit chilly outside, taking a walk without a jacket on so that you're a little bit chilly as you do it. Kind of goes with some of the people that have been doing that stuff that you can, I can't remember what you call it. But
Cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy.
My girlfriend does that. And then my other girlfriend, who's an athlete, actually does those ice baths.
Yeah, some people have already kind of started doing that. And the reason for that is what you do is you engage your body's survival circuit. And it signals, okay, we're under attack. And so it rejuvenates and sends out these things to go and tell the cells what to do. They say at the age of 50, you have half as less of these sensors as you do when you're 20. And they're identifying that. So what you got to do is you got to stimulate these sensors to kind of keep them going, because otherwise they just start to die off and then stop doing their job. And they say one of the signs you can tell if your body's not aging well, wrinkles and things like that. This will do things to keep the cells firing and doing what they're doing and communicating with one another so that you look younger and feel younger.
Wouldn't that be something in 10 years or 20 years they came up with a thing where you inject yourself or you take a pill and you're able to stay at the age that you want to stay at? Like whatever age Kevin Ralston thought he looked in his prime, that's what you can get.
You let me know when they start those clinical trials.
But I mean, all the other stuff they're coming up with, it wouldn't shock me.
Well, they're really starting to identify how the body works, how the cells work, what turns things on, turns things off, and then things you can do. And right now they're talking about these 3 natural things that you can do. The strenuous exercise, the cold exposure, the calorie reduction. Those are all 3 things that they've noticed that kind of trigger these cells so that they operate the way they should even as they get older.
So basically have no fun whatsoever. You're exercising in the cold.
You
and
can
you're
have
not
fun
eating.
in between it. You can do all that. They're saying, just work these 3 things into whatever your life is. They said simply decreasing calories by 12% was shown to slow down biological aging. So think of how many calories you do, minus it by 12%, especially as you get older, and your body will react more positively. You'll age better and look younger.
Do you have an age that you think back to where you're like, all right, Kevin Ralston was at his prime in this age?
Right now, baby.
Okay, I love it. I agree with that, by the way.
Yeah. No, it's all good. Yeah, it's just simple little things that you can do. I've done pretty much all 3 of these things. I got to tell you, in different ways, I notice a positive effect. I feel better by doing these 3 things.
How are you doing on the juice cleanse? What are you on day 4?
Day 4, final day
Good for you.
of the juice cleanse.
Did you do it? Did you just stick to it?
Yeah.
Of course he did. He's a maniac.
I have to ask the questions. I'm a journalist.
Yeah. No, it's good. I've got 4 more juice bottles like this to drink today, and then tomorrow it's back to the real food.
Without getting too gross,
Yeah.
Is everything solid or not really?
Yeah, there hasn't really been a lot because,
Okay.
I haven't had food for, this is going on day 4 now.
Are you feeling... probably after by like the second day, your body probably gets into this weird mode of, all right, I'm going to be able to get through this thing.
Yeah, I really haven't had a lot of spurts of like, oh my gosh, I'm so famished, I'm going to eat my wrist.
And they give you that nut milk. If you do get hungry, you're supposed to just sip a little bit of that nut milk.
You haven't had the nut milk, have you?
I did have my first bottle yesterday.
Okay, but
Yeah.
it took you a while because I think the queen was shaming you for drinking the nut milk.
She was, and then yesterday she's like, oh, hey, because I was doing yard work. She's like, I'll do the nut milk. And I was like, all right, I'll have one just to throw in here.
I took the nut milk and made it last like all day, and still at the end of the day I would have like a third of the nut milk left, and I would use that the next day. So I have a whole bottle of nut milk.
I can't tell you what a sad day that sounds like. You're doing yard work and your reward is nut milk.
Yeah.
It was yummy.
Enough for this cat over here.
But energy's good. I feel alive. I'm like, okay, I get it. And it is a weird thing because you think if you cut back your calories, and it may take a minute for your body to adjust, but you think if you cut back your calories, I'm not going to have energy, I'm going to be weak, I'm going to be lethargic. It's a weird thing because your body responds and reacts to it. That it improves energy. I actually feel less lethargic.
You get a little clarity.
Yeah, and you don't feel that bloat. You kind of you want that lean, mean feel. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for these days.
It's weird how your body doesn't need food, but your mind does.
I sort of did like a mini thing what you guys are doing. I did my own version of like the juicing stuff. And you are kind of right when you say, for me anyway, because I'm a big snacker, the first 2 days, it's rough. I'm laying in bed and it's the thoughts of Hot Pockets dance in my head and I struggle.
But it's like, that's not your body, that's your mind. That's your mind telling you like comfort food. I love to watch TV and snack, but my body doesn't need that.
I don't know. I get these pains in my stomach where it's just like, Bird, you need something that's not necessarily great for you, and you need it now.
That's why you drink all 5 juices throughout the day. You can't skip any.
You're losing me.
I'm just telling you, it worked for me too. I did all 4 days. I loved the way I felt, and I was super impressed with it.
Got an email from one of our KVJ Nationers that does the juicing. It lost a lot of weight on it. Talked about how good she felt. Does it frequently. But had said that, when you get back to regular food, you gotta, kind of ease into
Taper.
it. Yeah.
Don't come back and just say, okay, we're having surf and turf and eat a big giant steak and a big giant lobster.
So you're saying don't have Stromboli Saturday?
No. It should kickstart eating smaller meals, less calories, and more healthy whole food choices.
Yeah, and she'd said, one of the big problems is just it's kind of inconvenient to make your own juices, kind of tough to get.
It's expensive, too.
Yeah, it is.
You know how many vegetables you have to freaking buy to fill that thing of juice?
Yeah.
Panda bought me a juicer, so I've done this. It's way easier to buy it after somebody else does all the work.
That is one of the knocks on you healthy lifestyle eaters is a lot of that stuff is very expensive. Fruit and nuts, I cannot. If you get almonds and pineapple, you're spending $25.
Yeah.
And it's really
part is a shame.
Yeah.
But yeah, you look better, you feel better, and you age better. So, I guess that's the price you pay.
We're just trying to figure it out over here.
That is it. Yeah.
I think I'm okay getting old and getting fat. I don't know.
Everybody's got their own path, my man. Everybody's got their own path.
You do you, Hot Pocket.
That's right. You do you. Coming up here in a couple minutes, this sounds like something Jaber would be into. What do you think about mac and cheese for breakfast? Good idea, bad idea. We'll discuss coming up. Are you one of those people that eats a lot of non-breakfast food for breakfast? Can you eat anything at any time of the day, or do you have to ease in with typical breakfast food?
I can eat a full-on crawfish meal at 5 a.m.
I can eat Chinese food and pizza in the morning, and I can eat breakfast at night. In fact, breakfast for dinner was a big staple in the Pennington household.
Okay. And you could have dinner for breakfast?
Big time.
Okay. Well, then this could work for you because Kraft is trying to convince people to have macaroni and cheese.
It could
for
work.
Breakfast.
It could work.
Okay.
So give yourself a break and give them Kraft mac and cheese for breakfast.
Okay. Why not? They did a survey and they found that 56% of parents are letting their kids eat it for breakfast more often right now because everything's time shifted in our lives. People are waking up 90 minutes later, not having to commute as much.
Fat Kevin, were you more of a shells kind of a kid, or did you like just the regular mac and cheese?
Mainly went for the regular mac and cheese, and I was a little disappointed sometimes because my mom would sometimes get the generic. And it was real watery and soupy, and I am now a person where, to me, there are a few things to splurge on in life. Make sure you have the good stuff. Now, back in the day, store brand was really cheap and junky. Now, Publix brand and things like that are not nearly as bad as when I was a kid.
What we would do, because we would get the generic as well, we would do double bags of the powder, and then my mom would take the remaining noodles and put that in some kind of weird pasta she would be making.
Interesting.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I can
Big
see
time.
that.
Velveeta shells might be my favorite store-bought, but I got to tell the people about Publix. Publix in their deli has a smoked Gouda macaroni
that
and
sounds
cheese.
great.
It is so good. Oh, my gosh.
Well, it seems like a good... I mean, if you really... I got to a point where I suspended the disbelief on what you could only eat for breakfast. And yeah, sometimes you want something that's a little easier on your tummy and is maybe a little bit more flavorful because, you're just not up to like weird taste in the morning. Mac and cheese or something like that would be creamy, easy to get down, filling, gives you carbohydrates, kind of gets your body going.
Can I get an amen for the mac and cheese breakfast sandwich? Amen. Yeah, real good.
I never had it, but I mean, they say if you're going to have carbs, have them earlier in the day so you burn them off running around. It's only when you have carbs, I think, at the end of the day, and then you go lay, which is the most fun.
The grilled cheese that features macaroni and cheese in it is probably my new favorite my new favorite grilled cheese, but some people don't make good mac and cheese, which is kind of shocking, but they under-season it, Virginia. They don't put enough cheese in it, Kevin.
Okay. What I like here is that Kraft is giving you some ideas on how you can really kind of make the mac and cheese good for breakfast. They suggest topping it with bacon and eggs, or maybe having some crumbled sausage.
How about some crumbled hash brown? Oh!
Yeah, you like that, huh? Carb.
Oh.
Hash brown in your mac and cheese?
I
Oh.
love hash. Hash is fun.
You know those hash browns you can get them. They're like hash brown patties. What you want to do is you want to deep fry the hash brown patties. So now they're basically your sandwich. You shove it with macaroni and cheese. Put the other top of the hash brown. You have a hash brown macaroni and cheese sandwich. And
I love it.
Unbelievable. Dip it in some barbecue sauce.
Oh, not the barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I could go for this. Seems to make sense. What is got more potential? Mac and cheese or lasagna?
Oh, Kevin.
I love mac and cheese more. Sometimes lasagna, to me, can be too tomatoey, and I'm not down.
I have a lot of opinions on this topic.
Okay.
So lasagna, I think, is fantastic, but it's kind of a one-trick pony. You know, like Virginia said, you know what you're getting into. You can add some vegetables in there, you can add some meat in there, but for the most part, it's the same thing.
But what if you could you change it up? What gives you more leeway for creativity? 'Cause
Mac and cheese.
I think you're thinking about like traditional lasagnas, but what if you made a breakfast lasagna? Could you not do that?
Totally, you could.
But mac, I think you can do more with mac and cheese, Fat Kevin.
Okay.
I'm sorry if that's not the answer you want.
Okay, that's okay. I just was kind of curious what you go for.
You can do some cool stuff with lasagna, but I think at the core of it, it's still going to taste like lasagna. You can make a barbecue bacon mac and cheese. You can make a shrimp mac and cheese, and all of that's going to drastically change.
Lobster mac and cheese is very popular.
I feel like the marinara is too overpowering of an ingredient, and that's what you're going to get.
I do too. I'm not a massive marinara fan. If I have a choice of sauce, I'm always going to pick cheese sauce over marinara sauce.
You don't like marinara? Get out.
I just don't,
Oh,
man.
marinara is amazing. In fact, that was what really got in my psyche when we did our sauce tournament last week about the draft. I never mentioned marinara. What kind of Italian am I?
Yeah, not a good one. Tell you
I've been
that.
told that many a times, by the way.
You're a weak
I'm
Italian.
a terrible, weak Italian.
It's terrible. Got a round of which is better coming up here in just a couple of minutes. We'll find out what you prefer. Is Trader Joe's or Whole Foods better?
Ooh, I've got opinions.
Okay. Football or basketball? Which is better? We already decided that mac and cheese better than lasagna. That was the verdict here on the KVJ show.
There's more to do with it.
For us, everybody's different. I think if you ask Panda, he would say lasagna. He loves lasagna.
A lasagna hoagie. Ooh, that would be good.
Isn't that a meatball sub?
No, because I don't know. Not everyone has meatballs in their lasagna. This is the problem, Kevin.
I mean, if you're gonna have lasagna, you have to have a layer of meat.
Not if you do cheese lasagna. Some of us like cheese more than meat.
The meat is the meat.
Do you like cheese more, Fat Kevin, or meat?
Cheese or meat? Well, Fat Kim would say both.
Yeah,
Always
you
my
should
answer.
always have
You only
both.
get one, Fat Kevin.
I don't like living in this world of absolutes.
Fat Kevin did not like the game. You only get one.
No, he did not. He was always a both kind of guy. So what about Trader Joe's or Whole Foods? Which is better and why?
Whole Foods not even close.
Whole Foods. I mean, just the size of the store, comparing the two that I know about in Palm Beach Gardens, Trader Joe's is pretty small, and they do not have nearly the selection of a Whole Foods.
Two
Okay.
words: hot bar. Whole Foods got hot bar. It's got an.
Did.
It does. I mean, yeah. We're talking a Whole Food. Yeah, but they also have pizza. They can make French fries for you.
Yeah.
They have all kind of sandwiches they can make for you. It's not even close.
Not even close.
Whole Foods by a mile.
They have a ramen bar, and they have a beer bar.
I know. It's impressive.
I think the one that would be a better matchup, possibly thinking about it, maybe Whole Foods versus a Publix. That's where I'd be torn, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would probably go with Publix.
Okay. Yeah, 10 votes in, and Trader Joe's is all over Whole Foods. 62, 38%.
It's beating it?
Yeah.
The prices at Trader Joe's are way better. Now, Whole Foods is a little ridiculous with their pricing.
Okay.
They are, but hot bar, dog. Hot bar.
Hot bar. I hear you, man. Well, that's early on. That's on Twitter if you're looking for that poll. Football or basketball? Easy for me. It's football.
Football.
I like watching basketball better, but I like being around football crowds more. When we used to do football events for the KVJ show, it was amazing.
It was, yeah. It's fun. You
Damn,
got
COVID. It'd be nice to do one of those again.
I know. Hopefully. We can only dream one day, maybe. What about Superman or Batman? Which is better?
Bye, Batman.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think Batman's kind of cooler. I like his outfit better. You got to go Superman.
I pick Batman. Batman's got like more money and he's got it going on.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you look at living the life. Yeah, Superman's got, more abilities, but I mean, the dude's works at a newspaper. I don't even think he has a high-ranking job there.
Yeah, Batman definitely has the sexier side.
Clark Kent's maybe making $28,000 a year.
Superman's a better lover than Batman.
Is he?
Without a doubt, he's a better lover.
Rumor is he goes too fast.
Faster than a speeding bullet.
He doesn't know his own strength. He's got to dial it back. But when he finds a sweet spot,
Superman.
Superman, when he finds a sweet spot.
I mean, Batman's got a utility belt in the bedroom. I mean, come on, what's going to work out better?
You blew it again, Bird.
Yeah.
I don't
know if I think your argument's
Some
right.
of us like to go a little fast.
Yeah, girls don't. The rabbit is not what we're here for.
All right.
Yeah.
I've seen the error of my way. Maybe Batman's a better lover.
Yeah. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Yeah.
I do like cats,
Personal
though.
pick. Yeah.
Because Denny's and his wife has cats, and I've really warmed up to him. Rufus the talking cat, even though he hates me, I like him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still love for him, huh?
Even though he hates me.
I like him.
Didn't he poop on your bag? I mean, how can you say you like a being that pooped all over your personal belongings?
He's thrown up on me. He's done all kinds of stuff.
As soon as somebody poops on my stuff, I'm done with them.
I just think that cat's misunderstood.
All right, Whole Foods is taking over Trader Joe's now, 56-44.
Okay,
so,
that makes more sense.
We'll post all that up on Twitter. Maybe hit it up on our Facebook as well. If you'd like to jump in any of the KVJ polls, just jump into our social media. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, and we're also on Twitter. Remember those seeds from China that we were talking about? And they said, don't plant them. We don't know what they are. Could be some kind of invasive plant or something like that that's just going to take over and throw off the ecosystem.
Feed me, Seymour.
Apparently, a couple of people did plant them.
Of course, because they probably thought they were magical beans. And by the way, I kind of get it.
Thought it might have been a money tree. I don't know.
I'm stupid.
Yeah. There are some people that have planted them, and apparently the U.S. State's Department of Agriculture has gone through and figured out exactly what everybody was getting. They said, please hold on to those, alert us. They had a number, and they went through and checked it, and basically they're just run-of-the-mill seeds. Mustard, cabbage, mint, sage, rosemary, lavender, hibiscus, rose.
These mind games that they're playing with people.
Well, they say the deliveries were likely just a scam by online retailers to pump up their e-commerce seller ratings. So somehow they manipulate the system by just sending out bogus stuff, and seeds is what they sent.
They give a tracking number to you when you buy something. So this happened to me, and I didn't understand what happened. I bought this little bug killer for $30, and it was coming from China, which I didn't know when I bought it. But then I clicked on this thing. It said, here's your tracking number. It's coming from China. It'll be there in a month. And so I kept tracking it, and something was traveling here, but it was probably those stupid seeds. So you go on to track it. They send seeds to one of your neighbors, and the product that you bought for $30 never shows up.
So does the actual seeds come from people from China, or was that just part of the story that they got wrong?
Yeah, I guess the Chinese people that were scamming people were putting like just seeds in a package and shipping that. It's super light to ship. And then when people like me who bought the bug killer, which was a machine, we click on that tracking number, it shows us that the package, it's making its way from China, but really it's going to your neighbor and it's just seeds.
One time I ordered something from eBay and it said it was from the United States, but after I ordered it, it said it was coming from China.
Yep.
It was supposed to. It was a pizza hat. It was supposed to be here in like 2 days. It came in 2 months. from China.
Right, yeah.
Wow, you got your stuff.
I ended up getting it, yeah.
That's
but
good.
But 2 months late.
It took 2 months, and that was before the pandemics.
Yeah, expect a lot more mail-by scams, I'm sure, because a lot more people are getting all their stuff now through the mail and delivery, that you're probably going to see a lot more of these kind of things popping up. So they're going to have all kinds of different scams, and they'll take you. So unfortunately, anytime you're going to purchase anything, you got to watch because scammers will be ready.
And you know, the one that scammed me, it was an ad on Instagram that I clicked on, and I was like, oh, Instagram, I'm sure has vetted this company. Nope.
Yeah.
So when you're out there buying stuff online commerce style, buy from reputable vendors that you know and trust, like your Amazons, like your Walmart. Like if you're gonna get it shipped, you know, stuff that you know is not a scam from overseas.
Who's been scammed more, me or you? I think I might have been. I mean, you can only win the British lottery so many times to where you realize, all right, hold on, I'm not that lucky.
Yeah.
And where's that first check?
I get that email though from a Nigerian prince about 3 times a week. So.
I've gotten you've won the British lottery a few times. First time, very exciting.
I got an email yesterday that I could be part of a lawsuit against Google.
Oh yes, the Google Plus class action.
That has to be a scam, right?
I did not click on it. Well, first of all, they said you weren't going to get very much money, so I'm like, whatever.
You would have gotten me if you would have said we're going after Facebook. I'm like, all right, let's get Zuckerberg. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You would have got me.
This is a Google one they went after. Had to do the Google Plus and them getting your information.
I'm not giving anybody my information. I'm just not.
It had a Google address. It was something at google.com. It had the Google logo on it. It had an address of the courthouse where this was going to be taking place.
I didn't click any of that because I don't trust anything anymore.
The scammers have become real good. They make it look identical.
I deleted it. I didn't go for it because I figured the same thing. I'm like, even if I win into this, it's going to be a lot more trouble than what it's worth.
Right. I have to fill out 12 pages of paperwork for $6?
Right.
No thanks.
Yeah. I didn't take part in it, but yeah, I was just kind of curious. I saw that yesterday. I was like, is this a scam or is this legit?
It's just not worth clicking on because the one that you click on, of course, is going to be the scam one. And then here at work, you're going to be in trouble.
It's the whole thing's about, giving out your information, but that email still wanted your information for some reason.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So there you go. Just keep an eye out. That's what it was. Those seeds from China are just mustard. Well, we were discussing earlier your favorite dogs or cats and which is better. Going to post that up on our Twitter here in a second for you to cast your thoughts on which you prefer. No, there's a lot of dog lovers. Boy, they go crazy for the animals. Just look at Jaybird. He's a big old dog lover. And it's kind of interesting because when I was a kid growing up, our dogs, they definitely had some words that we had to spell because they knew them so well. We'd always take them on a walk, and they loved that. They go crazy. And in fact, that was kind of the fun thing. My friends would always tease my stupid dog because they'd always go, walk? And my dog would go, huh? And he'd get all excited. I'm like, oh, stop, man. That's like teasing the dog. That's not cool. I'm like, if you're going to do it, you got to take. So then I'd have to take the dog for a walk every time they just say it. And then we started spelling it, W-A-L-K. So they wouldn't know when we were just trying to talk about whether we'd want to take them for a walk or not. And then they got to the point where they could spell walk.
Oh, my.
Whenever we'd say W, they go, and like we couldn't even spell it. You'd have to like talk in code so the dogs didn't know what you're talking about so they wouldn't get all jazzed up.
That's so funny that they picked up spelling.
Yes, it really was. You can teach dogs to spell. Not that they're going to be able to spell back to you, but they can definitely identify when you are spelling something that they like.
Yeah, Chewy definitely responds to the word snack, and then he started responding to the term snack pack.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did the word, anything with snack in it.
So we asked the question, what fun words does your dog know and what do you have to spell because they know it too well on the KVJ Show Facebook page? And Rachel said, my dog, a puggle, is probably fluent in English. Can understand car, cat, kitty, TV, paw, sit, walk, leash, peanut butter, steak, chicken, and Home Depot.
Home Depot?
Because she probably takes him to Home Depot. Want to go to Home Depot? Oh, I want to go to Home Depot.
Sherry said all you gotta do is say chase those squirrels and my dog goes nuts.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's the one for him. Teresa said yeah, my dog actually knows circles for treats. I guess maybe you make circles in the air.
Yeah, some dogs respond to hand gestures.
Yeah.
My old dog, hell yeah, I love Gary Coleman. If you wanted to calm him down, if he got a little restless, all you have to do is go, okay, hell yeah, and just go like this with your hand, kind of just do the this movement with your arm, and he would sit right down. It was amazing.
Cool, huh? Pretty cool. Yeah, and also not only does Teresa's dog know circles for treats, but apparently her dog can also reenact the fight scene from Lion King.
Can we see this? Can you send in a video?
I would actually love to see that.
Yeah.
We got Mary who said, yeah, my dog, his name is Bowden. After Coach Bobby Bowden, he knows his kennel name, which is Doak, which is FSU Stadium. That is some big Knowles fans there. Pamela's dog flips out when he hears the word iguana.
Competition, maybe?
Well, probably loves chasing iguanas. I'd imagine dogs love, because those iguanas.
They move quick, man.
They do, and it puts up a challenge, I'm sure, for a lot of dogs. That's kind of interesting. I'm imagining that they would love to go and chase them down.
I saw a crap ton of iguanas scampering down North Lake Boulevard on the side of the road with all of this major traffic going on. It looked about 15 iguanas.
I heard they were heading to Bud Chicken and Seafood. Plug.
They love the corn fritters.
I'm telling you that they're causing problems. That was it. Well, they're crazy, like out of control in the Keys. I saw them all over at the golf course in Delray 2 weeks ago. And the problem is a lot of people, when they see them in traffic, they're stopping for them, and it's causing accidents. It's the same thing with squirrels and any other animal. It's like, I hate to be so heartless, but the problem is what happens. You swerve or you brake for one of these animals, and then what happens? You wind up killing a human because of it.
Oh, there's no way. If these iguanas decided to make a hard left and go into just run onto the road, it would have caused major calamity. There was so many of them. Mm-hmm. They're living by, you know where the homeless people sometimes stay and live on the side of the ramp?
Yes.
That's where the iguanas are living.
Oh, boy.
They come out of those bushes.
Ugh.
Also had Chrissy said that with my dog, I can say Knuckles. And the dog Mick will actually bump Knuckles by picking up his paw, and we'll go bink.
I mean, that's home run.
That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Knuckles.
Chewy can do the paw thing, but it can't do Knuckles. He just does the boring, give me paw.
Coolest dog trick I ever saw was somebody who had a border collie they're showing me, and the dog could go get a beer out of the fridge.
That's your dog. That's the kind you love. You love the border collie.
I do. That's my fan. I used to have one, and so border collie. When you talk to somebody, it would always be like, "Well, my dog can be like." He's like, "My dog could get a beer." I'm like, "Really?"
Wow.
Yeah, he put a towel on the refrigerator door handle. And the dog, it was one of those ones you would pull. So the dog would pull the towel, and then he had all of his beer in koozie cans. And the dog could bite into the side of it, and he'd be like, beer. And the dog goes, and you'd hear it opening up the refrigerator door.
That's awesome.
And then it would push it shut, and then it would come back with a beer. And I was like, that is the coolest dog trick I've ever seen in my life.
Did your border collie, did he ever do that trick where he would wipe his butt on the carpet? Kind of do, or is that just a thing that certain dogs?
Trick. I don't think that's a trick.
I think they're just wiping their butt, to be quite honest.
I think that their butt is itchy.
Yeah,
they're scratching their butt.
I got itchy butt. I do the exact same thing.
I don't think it's a trick. No. Yeah. But is that just a thing that certain breeds do, or do all dogs do that?
I think all dogs do that, and that's nothing you have to train a dog to do.
Kevin likes to sit on a white sofa and do it.
I do. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Another video I'd like to see.
Check out KVJ TV on YouTube or just log on to kvjshow.com to watch the show now. Powered by Cleveland Clinic, where every life deserves world-class care. Now, back to the KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.
All right, it's the song association game where I give you a word, and then you got just like 3 seconds to start singing a part of a song, a popular song that contains that word. Now, if you can't, then you're eliminated from the round. And if other people go on ahead and get it right, then they will be the winner. Okay, here we go. We'll start off here. Flip it around this time. We'll begin with Denny.
Ooh, Peace Train.
Oh, geez.
Give him first crack at this. Okay, Denny's, your first word in the song association game is deep. Go.
How deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to know. 'Cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me.
I believe in love.
Very nice. It's a
Nice,
definite
Danny.
point there.
Oh, it's such a good song.
Can you tell we have done that before?
Oh, yeah.
That's our cut.
That's our drunk cut.
That is.
We love to drink a bunch and then sing BGs.
And then nobody in the bar likes it. And we are the only ones.
but we don't care.
Okay, Jaybird, your word in the song association game is after.
After all. Peter Cetera's Share, big time hit back in the 80s. It charted. It charted.
I know, it's a popular song. Popular song. I got your back on that. Okay, Virginia, your word in the song association game, adore.
I adore me more.
Little Color Me Bad.
Yeah.
Nice.
Song from the 90s.
Okay, we can't even play today, Coach.
Everybody survived round one. Okay, starting round two, back to Denny's here. Your word is lights.
Lights, street lights, people.
Okay, at the buzzer. At the buzzer. Journey has a few. When the lights go down in the city.
It's fun to sing.
Okay, Jaybird, your word is come. Go.
Come to my window.
Very nice.
It's a good one.
Oh, at the last second. Ooh, I was blanked there.
Okay, Virginia, your word is kind. Go.
Every kind of people.
Do they stutter in the middle of it?
What is this song?
Every kind of people. Isn't that a song?
Oh, boy. If you have to ask. That should be the new rule. If you have to ask,
Yeah.
you're out. Even if it is a
If it comes
song.
with a question mark. Okay,
I
Virginia's
don't know. I
eliminated.
don't know if that's right.
She's Googling, but she's not sure what she's Googling.
Okay, head to head. Denny's and the Bird here.
Miho versus Miho.
Oh, yeah.
Song association game. Can you keep it going? Denny's, your word is diamonds.
Diamonds in the sky, that is what you No, islands, darn.
Diamonds in the sky.
What is
You're
diamonds
doing-
in the sky?
You're doing islands in the sky.
Darn.
Diamonds in the sky, that is what you are.
Darn it.
That's a tough one.
That is.
Bird.
Doesn't Paul Simon have a diamond song?
Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Darn
Lucy
it.
in the sky with diamonds. Diamonds all
diamonds on the soles of her
forever. Yeah.
Oh, there's so
Diamonds
many.
on the soles
one
of her
my
shoes.
Rihanna's got a song,
Paul
Diamonds.
Simon.
Like diamonds in the sky. Yeah. Several. Okay. Bird, you win if you get this correct. Your word is eyes.
For your eyes only.
Oh, staying with the Bond theme. Yeah. Very nice. We got a winner here today. Bird. Song Association game champ. Very nice. Well played. There you go.
So fun.
That is a fun game.
Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we've got ourselves another World Record Wednesday.
We do.
Jaybird, what do we got going on today?
We're going to do that balloon one where I got to try to keep the two balloons up at the
Oh,
same
yeah.
time without them falling. The record, I mean, I'm not going to come close to the record.
The record is pretty
I
unbelievable.
think it's over an hour. It's something ridiculous for they keep two balloons in the air at the same time. You can, as soon as it hits the ground, it's over, Virginia.
Yeah, it is the Guinness World Record, keeping 3 balloons in the air for 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 50 seconds.
I feel like you can do that.
I don't know. It's a game of stamina. It's also a game of control. We don't have a very big area. There's a lot of factors, Virginia.
You think you could do it, huh?
I think you can.
Okay. Virginia's got some
You're just
faith.
crazy enough not to give up, and I think that's what it is. It's going to be stamina.
Okay.
It is stamina, but it's also coordination.
That's where we're going to get you.
It's just not stamina. No, there's a bit of control. Yeah, you have to.
3 balloons.
3 or 2?
Three. You
Three.
said you had 3.
Oh, okay.
You said you had 3, right?
I think I have 2. Hold on. Let me see what I have. 1, 2. I think I have 3.
I love when a plan comes
There's
together.
a couple over here from my birthday. So we're
They're
good.
like old.
They're old balloons.
All right. Perfect. Old balloons, old man. Here we go.
That's right. Coming up next. Okay, World Record Wednesday. Jaybird is going to try a record here that requires stamina and coordination. Two of the big factors here. The Guinness World Record by keeping 3 balloons in the air for 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 50 seconds is what he's going to try to break.
A couple questions I have.
Yeah.
Because we are in a smaller studio with equipment and stuff. If I'm bouncing the balloons in the air and it hits the wall, but I still keep it off of the ground, that's okay, correct?
You'd have to ask Guinness on that. I don't know, because it does give you a little bit of an advantage by bouncing it off of the wall. It is still in the air.
Well,
But considering our restrictions and where we need to do it in this space, we'll just see if you can still keep doing it that way.
So if our KVJ version will be, I just have to keep the balloons in the air.
Yes.
As soon as one hits the ground, bid is over.
Right. It's over at that point.
I kind of feel like the obstacles in the studio is going to make it more challenging, to be quite honest with you. If you have a bigger space, you can explore that more. I mean, I might run into the witch on accident.
Tighter is better.
Tighter without equipment around.
Yeah.
I think if you did it over there, like kind of just down where your chair is, you're kind of in the corner. You got a couple corners of the wall to work with.
Okay, I know how the Johnny Come Latelys are going to be. He's hitting a wall, it doesn't count.
Well, you know, we can have that
Cancel the
discussion.
bird.
If you get to 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 50 seconds, then that's a viable discussion to have. Guinness probably would be like, nah, sorry, because, you know, it is a lot harder to have an open space where the balloons can drift on you. So it probably wouldn't count. But I think for our sake here, yeah.
We're low budget, we're not Guinness.
Yeah. We're not going to break a world record. We just want to see how hard it is to keep 3 balloons in the air simultaneously and how long you can do it for.
I mean, the record's over an hour. That is really hard to do.
Yeah, it is. Now, I will put the over-under here at 3 minutes, Virginia.
Oh, I think he goes over that.
You do?
Okay.
I mean, if the record's an hour and you do under 3 minutes, that is a weak showing.
Well, what's KVJ respectable? Is it over 3 minutes?
Well, typically what we do is KVJ Respectable is usually half of what the record is. It's like, okay, at least do half the showing. So that would be for you, you know, about like 36 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
That's okay.
He's talking to himself. I think anything over 15 is impressive.
I would agree with the witch because it's an easier mark for me to get.
30 is you're a champion.
30, now we're talking, we got to call Channel 5 up. We got to get Steve Weagle in here. If we're at 30 minutes.
The weatherman?
I mean, he knows people there. We got to
He's
get.
probably resting after Isaias.
After that vicious storm that ravished Palm Beach County.
Oh, it's way worse for the North. They got it way worse than us.
Yeah, it really is. It was a non-story for us, and then it became a story after it picked up, took off, and boom, zipped up the coast. Yeah, they had some problems. They say at least 3.5 million people were without power. 5 people were killed.
Dang.
Is that in Florida?
No.
Oh, okay. I was talking about Steve Weagle being in our listener area. Yes,
Gotcha.
I apologize. I was not making light of the horrific things the storm did in the north.
People died, Jay Bird.
Yeah, I know.
Your insensitivity is
I
showing.
can see where this is going.
So, Virginia, you want the over-under to be 15 minutes.
I think so.
Okay. All right, so then at 15 minutes, 3 balloons in the air for the Guinness World Record. What do you think, over or under?
Under.
Damn it.
She just wanted to bring that up so she could vote under.
She just wanted to double insult me, Kevin.
Yeah, I know. I think it's tougher than what it sounds.
This is very tough.
I'm going to go under. We'll put a camera there, too, so the people watching on KVJ TV can kind of keep you honest.
What do you think, Denny? What do you think I'm going to do? Over or under 15?
Oh, way over.
There's that disillusioned friend we all need.
The most peaceful hype man in the game.
Suits, what you got? Over, under 15? He's going under. Okay.
Shocker, Reek.
Me and Suits live in that town called reality.
Yeah, why don't you go back to it?
Okay, so we've got the mark here. It is set what exactly you're going to be doing. You would shock the world should you go all the way to 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 50 seconds, which is the Guinness record for keeping 3 balloons in the air.
You better move the booby traps. You've got like pens and pencils on the floor.
Well, dangerous.
I see you slipping and falling.
You would be the best coach for people who don't want to feel good about themselves.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to help you. You're just
She's the opposite of motivational.
Yeah, followed up an insult, and I'm just trying to help you. You look fat. Just trying to help you.
I know. So
You're
lovely,
not
huh?
in peak condition. That is true.
Okay.
I already lost weight. How much weight would you want me to turn into Karen Carpenter? I mean, give me a break.
Yeah. Stop making them have to use 40-year-old references.
Everybody's like, who's Karen Carpenter, Mommy?
You too, Ralston?
Hey, too, Ralston. Okay. All right. Bird's got his 3 plump balloons over here, and he's going to try to keep them all going. Now, you're going to stand and do this? Because there are many different ways you could go about this.
Do you think sitting would be better?
No, you gotta stand.
Okay. Yeah, you can stand. You can lay on your back, too. I'm just wondering if that gives you an added advantage because you have legs,
No,
hands, feet.
you need mobility.
Lay on my back. Are you messing with me? I gotta stand, right? Sit down or lay down to do this? I can't.
Okay.
I gotta be agile.
Okay. All right.
Like a lion.
No, I was just going to say there's just,
He's already dropping the balloons.
You know what? I really don't feel like doing
He
it.
hasn't even started.
It's so annoying.
cackles over
I
here.
dropped the balloon to fix the camera.
Okay. 3 balloons.
Is this our last time we're doing this bit?
Huh?
Last week?
Well, I mean, she's going to heckle you for something else. So do you want to plug something else in there? That's what she does, I
It's
guess.
the last week, or if you shock the world and do well, it comes back.
He just wants you to not talk.
You ready?
I'm ready. Okay, here we go, Jaybird. Let's get the official clock going here. The Guinness World Record, 1 hour, 12 minutes, 50 seconds for keeping balloons in the air.
Zero strategy.
Okay.
Flip-flops? That was the way you went?
Okay. I think you got this. Come on, Bird. Shock the world. On your mark, get set, and go. Get a look at it. He's got 3 of them in the air. Okay.
Okay.
Look at that.
Okay.
Okay, one has hit the desk.
Okay. And it's falling apart.
I think we're have to. One's over here by me. Yeah.
Oh!
I think we're gonna have to call that at 13 seconds. Okay, all right. Well,
One of the flip-flops fell off.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, there we go.
he's so
Okay.
angry.
All right,
He's
yeah, it's-
anger-popping
Yeah,
balloons.
I get it.
The people at WIRK think there's an active shooter, so
They're on the ground crawling out of their studio. They're
boy.
always tougher than you think.
yeah, I was
Always
way
tougher than you
tougher.
might think. Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Well, that was fun.
Don't read the comment.
I don't read them anymore. I'm
Yeah.
retired. I'm
You
broken.
retired from reading
Yeah, I'm
comments.
broken. You guys got me.
Yeah.
Including you, Sinicki.
That's a tough challenge.
That's not easy.
That's not easy. I'll take that on. I'd like anybody to do any better than that.
But the equipment really was kind of a hindrance.
Bounced off of it.
Well, because I tried to go get it and I couldn't get it because it was by you.
Yeah.
You have to do. You got to do it in a room where there's nothing in it.
Okay. Maybe we try it that way. Clear
Yeah.
out a whole room and.
Do it in like a closet area, you know, like that old closet office we used to have.
Yeah, where there's a lot of space. Maybe on the beach.
Balloons are great for the sea turtles. They love them.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons that would work. Okay, we got several emails here today for Am I the Jerk? Try to get to as many as we can here. A lot of people are sending these to us now. mail@kvjshow.com. Here's the first one. Am I the jerk for not eating birthday cake? It says, we had some family friends over for my wife's birthday. There were 11 people who were around our pool outside while I grilled. After we ate, their daughter walks outside with the birthday cake complete with 42 lit candles on top. It immediately clicked what a bad idea this was with COVID. But I didn't want to be an alarmist, so after the hot, spitty breath blew across the cake, I tried to distract everyone from it by suggesting a game in the pool. They all agreed, but wanted to get back to the cake. I told him that my son and I wouldn't be having a piece right now since we were about to swim. Well, needless to say, that didn't go over well since it was an ice cream cake. Next thing I know, my wife and I are fighting. We do a sidebar conversation inside the house, and I explain my concerns about us catching coronavirus. She says I'm being dramatic, but then points out that I didn't refuse a piece of cake on her behalf, just my son. So she asks, are you okay with me catching coronavirus then?
Yeah, I am now.
So if you ask my family, and especially my wife, I'm a huge jerk. What do you think?
I mean, at the core of it, if you analyze our tradition of blowing out birthday cakes, pre-corona, it's gross. I mean, you're spitting all over the cake and then you're sharing it amongst people. It's gross. And I think about it now and I'm like, ew, yeah, I don't like it.
Problem with this guy, he didn't have the realization. It didn't click into his mind until it's already out there. Everybody's in motion. The candles are lit on the cake. He's the one guy, and he didn't want to be like, hey, we're going to get coronavirus. You can't blow out.
Yeah, you're already at the party with these people. So I'm thinking if anybody's got it, you've already got it.
Eat the cake.
Cake aside. You don't have to eat the cake if you don't want to because you think it's gross, but don't make a big production of it.
I'm eating the cake.
Okay, question is, if you're eating the cake, is he the jerk for doing and acting how he did? Or should he have just eaten the cake and just shut up? And if he would have done that, would have kept him from being the jerk.
That would have kept him from being the jerk.
Okay, so you think he is the jerk for that? Okay.
I don't know if I call him a jerk.
I wouldn't call him a jerk.
It's a tough one. I mean, if you want to be germ phobic because now we know too much, I'm kind of agreeing with you. Blowing and spitting all over a cake and then everybody eating it is gross.
Yeah.
I never thought about it before, but now I am thinking about it, and I just think it's gross.
Well, all you have to do is see someone try to blow out a cake once and their teeth fall out for you to go, I never want to be a part of that again. It does scar you.
We made Rocco a smaller little cake made of Rice Krispie treats with icing in between, and he blew out that for his birthday, and then everybody ate the cake that nobody spit on. You know more, you do better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People in the chat room right now is saying, yes, I think you're a jerk for not eating spit on cake? No way, no COVID cake for me. So I think a lot of people are saying, I kind of get what you're saying here, and maybe your wife needs to back off a little bit. So right now, the verdict in the chat room, not a jerk for that.
And you make me want cake.
Yeah.
And I don't care if y'all spit on it. We're the same group.
Oh, I should have brought you some cupcakes. Mags made cupcakes yesterday.
I am able to eat cupcakes. I would eat them today.
Am I the jerk for catching employees who skip work? That's what this email says. I'm in middle management and I supervise 14 people. The hardest part of my job during the pandemic is scheduling and making sure people are doing their work. We don't pay very well, and as a result, a lot of people in our workforce are always calling out sick. So I set up 4 different fake Facebook and Instagram accounts, and I've managed to become friends with 10 of the 14 people that report to me. Well, in just 6 weeks, I've caught 7 of them calling in sick, then posting pics when they're not sick at all at the beach and out doing things. So I told my boss about this, and now he wants me to do it for the entire department of nearly 70 people. And if I do it, he'll give me a raise. If I take this raise and do this, am I the jerk?
Oh my gosh.
His job basically now is office narc.
You're the rat. You are.
You are the rat, and you're being paid to be a rat.
Just know what you are, my friend.
It's rat money, and you eventually you're going to feel bad about this. You can't do this forever.
Here's the thing. If you are going to take that position, you can't befriend anybody. You gotta shut it all down because you are dirty now. If you are buddy up with somebody, like me and you, all of a sudden I'm the new guy in charge and I'm all friends with Kevin, and then I do you dirty. It can't be that way.
Well, all it takes is for this to get out, and then you're going to be completely ostracized at work, and people won't like you, and then people probably try to do the dirty to you and find anything you might do that could be flawed to try to get you fired.
Just look at Chris Hansen. He was always busting people with the camera stuff, and then he got busted.
You're so correct.
People love to try to get other people who tried calling people out and busting them.
If you're busting them, somebody can turn around and try to bust you, so you better be squeaky clean.
I mean, that closet better be just nothing in it.
Chris Hansen caught on video cheating on his wife
Caught on video.
at a hotel with a local newscaster.
Yeah, this job feels like bad karma, bad juju. I'd say you're the jerk if you take it.
It's bad juju, and you might think the money is appealing, and I'm sure it is, and your boss is probably praising you because you're doing his dirty work.
Oh, yeah.
But just know that this is not going to be one of those things that in the end you feel good about. You're going to feel yucky about this.
Jerk. I don't. If I found out that we had a rat here somewhere, I mean,
you call him a jerk.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, we'd smoke him out and punish him.
Smoke them out. That means something different for Denny's.
Yes.
Not in a good way.
And another email here. Am I the jerk for refusing to pay my sister for alterations? I saw this on the Am I the You Know What website. It says here, in January, my sister got engaged. As a wedding present, I bought her the dress that she wanted, which set me back $3,500.
$3,500 for a wedding dress. I know it happens, but I would never.
So this was a gift that she gave to her sister. Well, with the pandemic, my sister's wedding has been postponed to next spring. So last week, she approaches me and says, yeah, I've packed on some quarantine pounds and I need to get my dress altered. It's going to cost $600. Would you please pay that?
$600 to get it altered? I think the alterations are a little steep.
I don't even need to hear anymore. The girl that's asking for the money is absolutely the jerk.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for the alterations after you've already paid for the dress. Tell her chunky ass to go on a juice cleanse.
You gained weight and now you want your sister to pay for something that, I mean, these things are designed to fire people up.
She said I might have been a little blunt, but I told her that the better solution was for her to lose her quarantine pounds. Well,
right.
She got extremely upset at me and told her parents that I called her fat and insulted her. So my parents are now asking me, hey, would you please just help her out with the alterations? And now it's become 3 against 1.
Your
No.
parents are jerks also.
Your
parents
parents-
and your sister, they're all jerks. You need to leave your family.
Wallace Pennington, he's out.
He is out. FML. Yeah, maybe you're having one of those rough days. I know there's a lot we're all going through on top of pandemics and job issues and schooling and all that kind of good stuff. Sometimes there's just a bad day that you'd have without all those other problems that could pile in here. That's what FML, the website, is all about. If you're just having one of those days, you just go in there and you just kind of like vent, post it up there. Other people maybe take joy in your pain.
And if you're having a really bad day and you go and you read other people's days are worse, you're like, all right, mine's not so bad.
Yeah, that could be it.
There's something to that.
So if you're struggling, this might make you feel a little bit better. One of the posts that I saw says, today a pipe leaked in the store I work at. I had to smell sorted waste for more than 8 hours.
I think I'm calling in.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I don't know if I stay.
No.
Yeah, don't know if I stay.
I don't think that's good for you either.
Poo air? No, it ain't good.
That's how
No.
you get the poop lung.
No. Today I asked my mom if I was ugly. She said, ask your girlfriend. I said, Mom, I don't have one. She said, well, thanks, Mom.
Your mom doesn't sound too cool.
No. Mom does
I'm not going to lie.
Your mom is savage.
I don't think I like it.
Today I got a boner at the dentist. FML.
Dude, it happens. Sometimes it happens, man.
Have you ever?
Not at the dentist, no, but I'm just saying, you get them sometimes in weird times.
Jeez, that would be a tough one. How do you even do it? Because I mean, you're stretched backwards. You know, I mean, there's not other ways. Typically, what you do as a guy, you kind of like lean forward in your chair to kind of like try to hide it, push it back in. But if you're all laid back out, there's just no hiding. You're fully exposed.
I guess, yeah, if you've got like a hot dental hygienist and she's like basically laying kind of in your face.
Sometimes not even. In fact, I think it's more embarrassing if she's not hot. She's like, I clearly got it going on today, don't I?
Sometimes you just have an unplanned boner. That just happens.
It does. It's, you never know these. It's kind of like the in-laws showing up. They don't schedule it.
I'm so glad I don't have that.
Yeah, I would say that's probably, yeah.
It's one of the curses of having it. Yeah, it's tough. Somebody else posted up on the FML site. Today I went out to eat. When I sat down, I realized, oh, geez, I forgot my straw. So I took my purse with me to get one, not wanting my purse to be stolen. When I came back to my table, somebody stole my food.
Oh, we got to go check out the security camera. We are going to get to the bottom of this caper.
Well, clearly you're not eating a very nice restaurant. You're worried about somebody stealing your purse and they take your food instead. Where are you eating?
I mean, how do you handle that?
Somebody else posted up on the FML site. Today, my husband is sulking because he can't have sex with me. I've tried initiating things multiple times, but he keeps saying no because I'm pregnant. And he says it'd be exactly the same thing as having sex with his own kid.
That's not true. Doctors can sit you down and tell you how all that works, dude.
What a man baby you got. Come on. Somebody else posted up. Today, I discovered my children had found my vibrator and buried it in the cat's litter box.
Oh.
FML.
Do you throw that away or do you?
Yeah, you got to.
You do?
If it's got cat feces on it, I'm
It's
saying
just in the litter box.
let's toss it.
You don't bleach that thing and get her all cleaned up?
Oh.
And finally, today, we found out that my 13-year-old cousin is pregnant. My mom then turned to me and asked why I decided to wait so long. I'm only 20. Instead of being worried that this young girl has potentially ruined her entire life, my mom just complained that her sister gets to be a grandma first.
13 and they're
13.
happy?
What's taking you so long? Mom, I'm 20.
Oh my gosh, this family's whack.
West Virginia? Is that a West Virginia post?
Probably take me home, country roads. Yep, probably. Well, this is fun too. Sometimes people are just really, people are interesting. I guess maybe that's a way to put it. People are just interesting. Have you ever been in a situation where you just meet somebody and they share information they should not be sharing with you? And you're like, I don't even know you.
All the time. All the time. It happens to me. I think
You've got that face.
I do have that face, but it's happened to me my entire life. It happens to my dad too. If someone's got a weird story out in public, they're going to find me or my dad and tell it to them.
Well, we asked the question on our Facebook page, what was said when someone you hardly knew gave you too much information? Some pretty entertaining stories. We'll get yours as well via text 877-979-WRMF coming up next.
More KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
Ever have somebody you don't really know that well give you way too much information? Who was it and where was it and what did they say? More importantly, that was like, okay. Jaybird says he has this happen to him all the time where people are just telling him all kinds of bizarre things.
He's got that look about him.
Yeah.
And apparently it came from his dad. So his dad had the face and then passed it down to you.
It's genetic.
Yeah.
Having it tell me everything about your life that you shouldn't face.
Yeah, I've so many moments. If I'm at a magazine, little stand area, just looking at a magazine, someone will walk right up and go, you know what? I've got the weirdest butt problems. Like, oh, well, let's get into it.
And then you try to help him.
Oh, you feel obligated. You don't want to be a jerk.
Maybe you look like a guy who knows about butts.
Well, let me take a look at it.
I was at Whole Foods. I was just looking at something. This old timer comes up to me. He's like, you know, I used to work with boats and oceans. I'm like, huh? And
Boats and oceans.
Boats and oceans. Starts telling me his whole life story and talking about mermaids, like all kind of weird stuff, just out of the blue.
Thanks. So we asked the question on our Facebook page, what was said when someone you hardly knew gave you too much information? Dawn said, some woman I just met at the park while the kids were playing told me that she had to pack a portable potty for her husband because he won't poop in public places. He would poop in the potty in the back of the car instead.
Oh, my.
And if you're the husband, you're like, honey, come on, what are you doing?
Why are you telling random people at the dog park about this?
Can't we just keep this in-house?
That's so bizarre.
Melinda said, my first time hanging out, Taco Tuesday, she told me that this girl that we were hanging with told me that she had vulvar cancer and had no holes down below.
Oh, my gosh.
How does she pee?
That is a great question. I don't know.
Oh, she definitely would have answered the question.
Through her nose?
That's going to be weird.
That would be odd. I do have a cup I have to pee. Elizabeth said, I was getting my teeth cleaned when my dental hygienist was telling me a story about a feminine issue she was having.
Oh, girl.
Clearly, I couldn't respond or say anything with her hands in my mouth, so I just sit there and take it until I switched dentists.
That is rough.
That is the tough thing. If you get a chatty dental hygienist, they're just working away and you're just like, I can't respond. This is a one-way conversation.
Or just a weird medical person. I told you about that one doctor that was smoking in his office and then he died of cancer a few months later.
Yeah.
But he was telling me too much information. He started going through people's reports and telling me what their issues were.
Yeah, that guy was spiraling out of control.
My brother was...
This guy's just doing it wrong.
Everything.
My brother was a patient of his. He started going over my brother's file with me.
So he's smoking and breaking all the laws of HIPAA simultaneously.
He goes, oh yeah, you got your brother. Oh yeah, big mother effer. He called him a mother. This is a doctor.
What?
Yeah. He asked me if I was on cocaine.
That's not a medical term. MF should never come out of a doctor's mouth.
I had met this guy for 5 minutes. This is all within 5 minutes. Asking about cocaine, asking if I was on steroids. I said, dude, if I take off my shirt, you'll see that I'm not on steroids. I guess he was a doctor that a lot of drug people would try to get free. I don't know.
Okay.
Drugs? I don't know.
What kind of clinic was this?
It was a regular
Methadone.
My insurance.
Some kind of sketchy clinic by an airport in a strip mall?
He was a legitimate doctor. Our insurance, this was back when we were at our old station out Wild, but our insurance approved this doctor.
This sounds real sketch.
He was a legit doctor. I was one and done.
Wow.
Was that because he was bad or because he died?
Both.
Okay. Kathy said, I was at the dentist getting my teeth x-rayed, and the technician was telling me about her boyfriend who's only in the house to pay bills, but she doesn't want to be around him, but yet she sleeps with him just to keep him there. I'm like,
Oh, that's just too much, girl.
Yeah, she's going through it, and she needs someone to talk to. She probably doesn't have any friends either.
Well, don't talk to the patients.
Well, I'm wondering with the dental hygienist, because there is that awkward silence. Sometimes they feel like they need to talk to fill the air, and it's not a conversation because it's one way because their hands are in your mouth typically, or x-ray machine.
It's not a good time to talk to the person. It's really not a good time to ask them questions.
About your own personal baggage. What the hell is this?
Diana said when I was interviewing a person for a job, I asked how their personality was. They said, I'm pretty friendly unless it's my time of month. Then I'm a total bitch. I honestly thought she was punking me, but she was serious. Okay. And what was said when somebody you hardly knew gave you too much information? Heather said, I met a nice girl at the gym. She invited me to hang out with a group of her friends. As we're hanging out, drinking, having normal convo, she turns to the topic of herpes and how she has them. It was a very long, uncomfortable explanation. And at the end, she accidentally drank my water. I'm like, it's yours now.
So was that a date, or that was like a group setting?
A group hangout.
Okay, because it can happen too on a first date with somebody you don't know well. I told you about the one girl, appetizers didn't even get there. And she's telling me about her ex-boyfriend and how he was into, how do I say this on radio terms? He liked the whole number one stuff in the bedroom. And that's what she was telling me about. And
this is the first minutes of the first date?
This is 20 minutes into the date. I'm like, whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Girl.
We didn't even finish the mozzarella sticks.
What?
Don't tell me about somebody going number one on you before I get my mozzarella. You've ruined my appetite.
I don't want to know about that on the first date.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, a crazy story that was all over the news yesterday. The massive blast that happened in Beirut. Really crazy what had gone on here.
When I saw that, I felt like there was going to be 10,000 people reported dead.
Yeah, 100 people and several thousand more injured in the Lebanese capital. It was just crazy. And if you remember all the way back to the 90s when they had the Oklahoma City bombing, it kind of had some of the same, elements there. But just to let you know the difference, I think this was 2,750 tons of highly explosive ammonium nitrate, and it was only 2,000 in the Timothy McVeigh bombing there.
Did you see this video?
I did. Do they know what happened? Like, was it done on purpose or was it an accident?
They're investigating.
That is crazy.
What had happened was they had this ammonium nitrate, and a fire had spread to the warehouse where it had been stored for the past 6 years. The chemical was apparently confiscated from a ship, and a thick red and orange mushroom cloud came up from the explosion. It was heard 125 miles away.
Oh my gosh.
Well, just the look of it, I'm just wondering, is the death toll so low because they're preparing to... It just looked like it was going to be massive devastation.
Yeah, and it may go up. I don't know if hundreds of final count. That's where they are right now, at least the last I saw as of this morning when we started. Scientists said that the blast was the equivalent to about 3 kilotons of TNT, which would be about a fifth the force of the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima in the Second World War.
So I know you had said something about the fire. Is there talks of any kind of terrorist attack? Because I know some people were mentioning that.
Not yet. Right now, it just sounds like it was a bad situation having a fire in a place that has that much ammonium nitrate, and I'm sure they're going to find some negligence and things like that at the very least. Now, whether it's intentional or not, I don't know. The area around the port is totally devastated. Buildings were leveled. The videos were insane. People that were far away. There was a guy that was on a bridge that was filming it, shattered the windows in his car.
Oh my!
Somebody else was on a boat and it almost flipped their boat over.
I mean, there's all kind of different angles of it, and it's massive.
And a mushroom cloud goes up from it.
Oh my god! 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 Oh my god!
Well,
Oh my god!
it was just insane. The reason why, because it was kind of smoldering. You could see sparks and things going off. And so people started filming it like crazy. And then that's
when it blew.
That's when it boom.
Oh, so that's why you have so many videos of it. It was already like a pre-blow.
It was a massive fire with sparks and things like that going on underneath it. And people were filming it big. Whoa, look at this. Because it was a big fire. And then all of a sudden you have that kaboom.
Oh, my gosh.
And the mushroom cloud, everything that went with it. So I'm sure there'll be more from the story. But that was the details we had as of the start of the show this morning. Well, other people not doing it right. This guy wins our A-hole of the day. Jason Andrew Copenhaver, 47-year-old, who was arrested in Treasure Island up there in Pinellas County at Ricky T's Restaurant and Bar. Apparently, Copenhaver was drunk and not real friendly to a lot of people there, including a 16-year-old. The drunk Jason Andrew Copenhaver was kind of stumbling around Ricky T's, and he apparently didn't have any shoes on. He goes up to this 16-year-old kid who's wearing a mask at one of the tables, and he asked if the child was wearing a mask. Well, yeah, dumbass, clearly I got a mask on. When the teen replied that he was, Copenhaver insisted that he take it off. The 16-year-old's like, no. And so then Copenhaver grabbed the teen's hand, telling him he now had coronavirus.
Oh, my God.
And apparently he's spitting in his face the entire time, and spitlets are landing on the kid's face.
What the hell is going on with people?
And then he walks over to the bar area and tries to hit on one of the restaurant staff members.
That guy deserves to get a bar stool to the noggin.
Yeah, he was arrested, and he told the officers he has never been tested for COVID-19. So.
He's just making trouble.
Yeah,
just
he
being
is.
a jerk.
Yep.
Lock him up for a good month and a half.
Another Florida story, a woman in Jacksonville who intentionally coughed on a cancer patient who asked her to wear a mask in store has been arrested now from the viral video.
Good Lord, my
People.
gosh.
I mean, come on.
Then you have a woman in Florida who claims she was kicked off of an American Airlines flight because she's black and had a face mask with an anti-police message. She said that she was removed from a flight after a flight attendant noticed that she was wearing a mask that read the F word 12, which I guess is an insult referring to members of law enforcement. The woman says she was only warned once about the mask, while the airlines claims that they told her several times to take it off, but she refused. So she is upset. I expect a lawsuit will be filed.
You mean to tell me the person wearing the F the police mask is making a big deal out of something?
Yes, she is.
Well, yeah.
I've heard that before, where if you have profanity on your shirt, the airline they've kicked other people off for wearing like a T-shirt that had curse word on it.
Search your insides. You know the answer. They were trying to get trouble going on. You don't wear that and expect people to just not say anything. You're leaving your house and you know you're going to be confronted.
Well, and she had probably a plan, and now she's got her story.
And she didn't act like she's shocked. Come on.
A group of event planners and experts in the Los Angeles area are getting criticized for holding a 90-person live event to discuss the loss of live events.
Yeah, you don't get the point, guys.
I kind of like it.
I mean, really? Nobody stepped in with any sensibility and said, maybe we shouldn't do this, all of us together, 90 people.
Apparently not, no.
Everybody else is doing it on Zoom. What makes you guys think that you're special?
Well, for the second time in a week, somebody who got a PPP loan was busted for using it to buy a Lamborghini. This time it's a guy in Texas. Last week it was the guy right here in Miami.
But Lambos are so fun, Kevin.
I hear you. And when you got all that money, what else are you going to do with it? What, pay your people?
No, you shouldn't pay your rent or your people.
There's a woman in Pennsylvania that caught a stranger in her house on Saturday, and as she forced him out, he asked if he could at least keep her fedora. She's like, no.
Leave my hat and get the hell out of here.
I mean, the nerve. My God.
Pretty unreal. There's a family in Phoenix that punished their 14-year-old for taking their car out for a joyride by moving all of his stuff outside and then giving it all away.
Oh, boy.
Okay, now we're talking. Don't steal the car, kid.
He's 14, too.
Good. This is what we need. Kids need to learn lessons.
Here is the kid talking about his punishment.
I just wanted to drive, but I don't have like a license to. So I just took it. I was like, I don't have anything to dry it, so like I'm just gonna like take it for like one spin.
Whoever was driving the vehicle, please slow down. That was a residential area with lots of family and children and pets.
We took all his stuff out. His room is 100% empty, and we're just giving all his stuff away. Mostly to like apologize to our neighbors too, you know, like he could have ran someone over.
I think it's a fair punishment.
Hopefully, you know, you do what's right. I mean, you really be able to tell later in the years, of course, but for now, you know, we're just trying our best to keep him out of trouble, make sure he understands that things like this will not be tolerated.
Okay, there you go. That's a nice statement, huh?
Dang.
Get him.
That's a statement right there. A couple of other interesting stories going on here. In fact, this is a crime that they would like your help with. Apparently, they're offering a $5,000 reward, too, trying to find the culprit responsible for allegedly putting Donald Trump 2020 campaign stickers on bears' tracking collars in the Asheville, North Carolina area. The bear advocacy group Help Asheville Bears, HAB is their name, said, whoever put these political stickers on these bears is cruel and heartless. Bears are not billboards.
Maybe the bear found the sticker and put it on himself.
Yeah, do we know if these bears were Republican or Democrat?
I don't know. I only know elephants and donkeys what they like, but I'm not sure about bears.
I mean, talk about the brave soul that got that close to the bear to
Right.
stick it on the tracking device. I mean, you believe in your campaign.
When you have an agenda, you'll risk death, Virginia.
That's amazing. Yes, how much you want your candidate to win. And that is your whacked out news.
This is 97.9 WRMF, Palm Beach.
I can say one of the more surprising stories that have happened in, I'd say maybe even this year, is the Ellen DeGeneres story for me. It's just really crazy, the stories that are coming out, which is so contrary to everything I always imagined and thought of Ellen DeGeneres. As just being such a happy-go-lucky, friendly, jovial, caring person. And then people are telling, I mean, she's been doing this show a hot minute. I mean, it goes back to what, the early 2000s, middle 2000s?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
15 years of Ellen putting up a facade, and then all of a sudden, bam, all these stories are coming out. You were saying, and I remember this guy. I haven't seen her show a ton, but I do remember the DJ she used to have.
Tony was his name. He was
I
the
remember that
DJ
guy.
for a while, and he's turning on her too. He's siding with everybody, all of the colleagues, saying it was toxic.
Really?
Now, how much is he putting on Ellen versus the people that were the executive producers and whatnot?
He's saying he felt the toxic, behavior on set. on set. So if it's on set, that means, that's Ellen, that's everyone.
There's just a toxic vibe that happened, and I guess the credit being that it's starting with Ellen and going all the way down.
If it's on set, you're calling out Ellen too.
Dang.
That'd be like saying, yeah, the tension and the toxicness was going on in studio. Well, we know. We're talking about, Kevin and Virginia.
You better keep your mouth shut.
I'm taking taking to Twitter right now. Cancel the witch.
We put you in the hospital before. We're not going to be scared to do it again.
Yeah. This time we'll silence you.
I've been to the hospital 3 times from this show. And I'm going to go on Twitter and bitch about it right now.
And this isn't a toxic work environment. How many people has Ellen put in the hospital, huh?
You're right.
Yeah. Whatever Ellen's got, I'll see you and I'll raise you.
Yeah, let me tell you about the Kevin Ralston.
Yeah. Ellen's bad.
I don't know if I sent it to you. Did I send you that social media message from one of our friends that actually their partner took care of some of Ellen and Portia's horses?
Okay.
And they are confirming that Ellen and Portia were both awful.
Really? I just
awful to them.
Like, what were they like? How?
They said they were mean and degrading and bitchy. Both of them, not
Really?
just one or the other. Both of them.
So I mean, would you walk in the room and be like, "What are you wearing, you stupid idiot?" Like, how bad? They're making it sound like Ellen threw interns out the window, and Portia de Rossi not only yelled at people that was at the horse farm, but she also yelled at the horses.
It's pretty spectacular, basing the fact that she built her empire on nice.
And then some people are thinking that it's just a hit job, and that the people that want to defend Ellen, they want to speak out, but they're afraid of their reputation. But you're going to see people start to defend her.
Well, you've got the Katy Perry, you've got the Kevin Hart. I thought there was one other person that came out.
That's not good, though.
To defend her.
When you're like, who else?
Who else likes me? Guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she was great friends with all of them. Like, it seemed like with the Biebers and the Justin Timberlakes and all those people, like they were just good old friends. Just she's so nice.
I used to read comments, when she'd have her the guest on, and she'd always do that scaring where they'd scare.
Yeah.
And I would notice whatever celebrity that would get scared, their fans would get really upset that Ellen would do that to them, and then they would start talking trash about Ellen. That was the first time I started seeing people going in on Ellen.
I thought it was just good-natured fun, and they all loved it.
I did too.
Wow.
I don't know what to believe. Who knows what the hell's real?
You're right.
Well, this is Hedda Muscat. She was a producer on The Ellen Show from the inception back in 2003, and here's what she had to say.
It was very toxic, very nerve-wracking, very stressful. We all walked on eggshells all the time. We were told from the very beginning, don't talk to Ellen, don't do this, you can't, go into her office.
They're pulling up an old interview Ellen did where she gets a little bit more real. It was one of those ones where you sit down, it's in print, so you don't know how to really take it. She's like, yeah, people always get on me about, not dancing. I was taking a selfie the other day, and, someone said, why aren't you dancing, Ellen? Well, because I'm walking down the street.
Well, and I think the whole thing, I think this is all conspiracy theory stuff, because somebody texted in, they're like going, hey, Kev, I hear you guys talking about Ellen DeGeneres. How come nobody's reporting about her being under house arrest and the child trafficking stuff she's involved with?
Yeah, there's this weird, is this the pizza stuff, Kevin?
I don't know.
Child trafficking.
I don't know,
I don't
because
know what that is.
lately, every time I wear my pizza hat, there's some people on social media going, is that undercover because you're a pedophile with the pizza stuff? I'm like, are you trying to be funny right now? Because that's not funny. There's this whole thing about this pizza thing and this child sex ring that's going on that I think goes back a few years ago, but some people still believe it. And it has something to do with pizza. So if you're wearing pizza now, it's a dog whistle. I'm like, well, guys, I have a lot of pizza clothing. I mean, a lot.
It feels like, some kind of just crazy, conspiracy theory.
They're doing it with Tom Hanks, too. There's a bunch of stuff about Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg that's on the internet about them belonging to some weird cult.
Huh?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, somebody has sent me all kinds of stuff on that. One of our listeners.
They send it to me.
So if you like pizza, now you're a pedophile?
Well, they send me all this stuff because of the Weird and Whatever podcast, and we deal with a lot of conspiracy theories. And yes, there's some kind of weird conspiracy that started with Hillary Clinton back in the day with this pizza place, and they're running some kind of a sex children ring out of this pizza place, and then the police stormed it, and now if you wear pizza stuff, it's a dog whistle. The guy said, "Are you dog whistling?" I'm like, "What?
What the hell's a dog whistle?"
When you are giving you're letting your people know this is the sign that only your people know about it. I'm letting you know if you're part of this pizza ring by me wearing the pizza outfit. I'm now letting you guys know. Here's the do your thing.
You can't just like pizza. It's got to mean that you're a pedophile.
Well, that's what's
That's
weird.
insane.
It's insane.
Because you do love pizza. I've seen you. I've never seen a man eat pizza faster.
But I have been getting people have been sending me articles, not about me, but they're just saying about the whole pizza.
Just letting you know.
Yeah.
There's a correlation.
Yep.
Kay had said the Pizzagate is a story from a few years ago when Hillary was running for prez. It's been disproven, but there is a news network who has brought it back up again, and people are believing it. So
yeah,
Pizzagate.
I'm painting Denny's wall and like, hey, what's with that Pizza Hut pedophile? Like, what?
What?
You're right. Just don't read the comments. It's nothing but just.
The comments are ridiculous.
Yeah,
I mean, you've gone on record well before Hillary was running for president as a pizza lover.
Well, you just don't make the internet fun when you're doing stuff like that.
yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so that I would say obviously clear conspiracy theory stuff that doesn't have any legs.
But I'm noticing it's kind of jumping back into the forefront again.
Mm-hmm. Well, the one point somebody brought up said, let's go talk to the cast of Arrested Development and see how Portia de Rossi was to deal with.
That's a great. That's great.
Have
You're
you
right.
ever heard anything?
Well, they know Jeffrey Tambor he was toxic, they said. He got called out in front of. Do you remember that interview? They were doing those press junkets, and the woman that was on Arrested Development called out Jeffrey Tambor for being toxic.
Damn.
And then Jason Bateman and the whole cast was in the middle of it, did not know what to do. It was uncomfortable.
I like that because you can tell it's real.
Oh, it was so real because Jason Bateman didn't know what to say.
He's like, I just want to keep working. I don't want to make any trouble.
She called him out in front of a group of people.
Dang.
It was uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, that's just it's crazy stuff. So that's a deep dive. If you want to go down Pizzagate path, you can go down Pizzagate path. People are saying, "Oh no, it's true. Check it out. It's not just proven by Snopes." So y'all go deal with that. Y'all figure that out. That's road is going nowhere, and I don't want to be a part of it.
Well, do I gotta start wearing pizza clothing now?
Yeah.
Oh
that's
my
crazy.
gosh, you have so much pizza clothing. Well, you'll be naked.
I just bought that sweet ass adult pizza onesie. Nah, you know what? I know it's in my heart. I'm wearing that thing.
Good for you.
Yeah, apparently random people are getting targeted for their love of pizza now. Yeah, it says here is this from Snopes, Denny's? Is that what this is printed off from?
Yeah, somebody sent that in. I'm not sure if it's off Snopes. I'll double check it, but that is basically what
Voice
Pizzagate
of
is.
reason.
What is Pizzagate? Okay. This is good. We need this because we need to know when Jason is attacked in Walmart for wearing a pizza T-shirt.
Yeah.
What is the basis of his ass whooping?
Kevin, some guy just started beating my
Oh
ass.
my God, Kevin!
I was looking at Soares figures. And
This merciless man worked me over in the frozen food aisle.
because I say, how dare you like pizza?
It's all the way back from 2016. It was started places like Reddit and 4chan claiming that Hillary Clinton and her associates are running a child trafficking ring responsible for abducting, raping, and sacrificing children in satanic rituals inside the Comet Ping Pong Pizzeria in Washington, D.C.
Oh my gosh, what an allegation.
Based entirely on speculation around pictures of Comet Ping Pong employees and their children, and by replacing words like walnut with the person of color or pasta with little boy in some Tony Podesta leaked emails talking about food, apparently believed by people. So.
Yeah, there was another thing they were talking about from what I read, that the word pizza was code in these emails So I'm looking to get a pizza tonight at midnight. That would mean an underage kid for code.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. According to what I read.
Jeez.
I'm afraid to click on anything
I
now.
mean, when you make pizza controversial, man, I got to tell you, honestly, the internet's working overtime.
That's what I'm saying, man.
They've done like surveys of everybody, and everybody loves pizza. It's like the #1 food that people say if they could only eat one thing for the rest of their life, pizza.
So now pizza's a political stance.
They've taken pizza?
Yeah, they're taking pizza now. Now that's a thing now. And I don't know, who's checking out Snopes?
I know, yeah, they can't be the end-all be-all.
No.
Nope, it's fake.
That's
Walk
a
away.
lot of power for Snopes.
I am exhausted.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, there is a lot of crazy. I mean, the world is just getting crazier. You would think, hey, we're kind of dealing with enough.
The internet scares me, Kevin. I'm logging off.
I hear you. This quarantine's actually a really good idea. I'm doing it not because of the virus.
I'm afraid of people.
I'm just afraid of people. Yeah, world is a crazy place. Just every day, there's just something new to chew on, man. I'm telling you. Know that school is going to be taking off here pretty quick. And the thing I was looking at yesterday, boy, did you see they sent the kids back to school in Georgia?
Yes, I did. And then they had some kids test positive, and classes
15 on the football team of this one school I saw. And they sent the kids back, and they're supposed to be going just one way down this hallway, I guess. And look, of course, the kids they're both sides down the hallway. Nobody got masks on, anything like that. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Palm Beach County doesn't go till later in the month, but Martin County, which Rocco is going to be a part of, is supposed to start on Tuesday. And he is all signed up for virtual kindergarten, which is basically #impossible.
Wait, Tuesday?
Tuesday. Like, as in less than a week, like, as in, like, basically 4 days.
Is that going to be the entire, is that K through 6?
For now.
Wow.
You can pick, though, in Martin County. So you can pick virtual, or you can pick in-school instruction. So there's Martin County kids that are going into the school on Tuesday. Rocco's not one of them, but yeah, they're, unless today, I think the teachers union has some kind of lawsuit they filed in Miami where they're trying to stop the whole state of Florida from beginning school. So Martin County said, we're doing it on Tuesday, and this ruling that happens today in Miami at 2 could decide no, if that's the way that they rule.
So summer's over then.
Yeah. As of now, summer's over Martin County on Tuesday.
Wow. Yeah, they are asking parents how they feel, and they say if given the choice to open or close all schools this fall, 1 in 4 parents would not allow children back into the classroom. 80%. Yeah, 82% are saying that they're very worried about sending their kids back to school.
I mean, that's a majority, right?
Everybody you ask has different numbers. I have heard on every different news station different numbers. Oh, 50% of parents want kids back in school.
Yeah.
Oh, 30% of parents want kids back in school.
It may be where you're taking the poll, too. I mean, this is a poll of just 2,000 parents. One poll did it in conjunction with Krispy Kreme, whatever that means. So
Krispy Kreme?
Yeah, so, I mean, if you went and polled parents, if you went to St. Lucie County and then if you went to Miami-Dade, you would, and you polled 2,000 parents, that poll would probably look radically different.
You're so right. You're right. That's why I don't like those kind of polls, because it's like 2,000 people said. It's 2,000 people. That's really not that many people. If you're in a region of somewhere where people are like-minded.
It's like a KVJ poll.
Yeah.
I don't believe our polls.
But with this ruling today, it's going to affect the whole state. So what they're trying to do is an injunction that would say the whole state can't start school. That would mean Martin County or any other county that was trying to start on Tuesday couldn't.
Because that would make everything kind of messy. One county's ahead of the other because one's doing it and one's not. Is that why they want to do it all in uniform?
I think some of the teachers union people are scared of getting it, and so that's the group that has brought this forward to the court and wants an injunction and blah, blah, blah. So 2 o'clock today is supposedly when they're going to have an answer.
Yeah, it's amazing how just people have drawn out their battle lines on one side or the other on this issue.
With everything.
And here's the thing that I would like to throw out there. If you don't have kids, should you get a vote? Because, I mean, if you don't have kids, it really doesn't affect you.
Damn.
Sorry, not sorry.
Wow. Just got to remind us we don't have any kids. It's real nice of you.
You don't get a vote. Because
Honestly,
you don't have a dog in the race. Unless you have a family member that's a teacher or you have a child, I don't think your polling should count. Sue me.
How do you feel about that? The witch's stance on that. If you don't have kids, do you think you shouldn't vote on that?
Well, I think that this issue does particularly and especially affect, I did kind of a deeper dive in some of the numbers and looking at the death rates and everything, about 20% of teachers are in that group of a higher death rate. So 80% would be fine. But then again, the biggest argument is getting the virus at school. You'll be fine, but you'll give it to somebody who could die from the virus. And that is the biggest complaint about this. So yeah, it particularly affects a smaller portion of the population. And because it does, yeah, you definitely want their voices heard. You don't want the rest of the population, which would probably be about 80% of people who'd be like, okay, school thing could work out. But for 20%, it could be bad. And maybe even higher than 20% if you throw in other numbers when you talk about people that are at home.
And I feel like maybe people that are being polled don't have a name or a face to go with that older teacher. And maybe they don't have anybody in their lives that know an older teacher. But Rocco's teacher last year was a breast cancer survivor who was in her 70s. If she gets corona, it's lights out for this sweet, beautiful woman. And for me, that's a name and a face.
It's risky.
And it's a risk that I don't know that I want to see her have to be in. I just don't want to see her die.
Yeah. Well, it's a big battle and a big decision. We'll see what happens. But I would say the virtual schooling, for the most part, is going to be where we start, and that's going to be the end of August.
And you didn't say that with enough. I just don't want to see her die.
Can you get an echo effect
Can
for
we
you?
get a reverb? On that. I can do it again.
When you want to really end a sentence with some drama, we need that reverb button in here.
Yeah. Anything you ever want to sound off on, you can here on the KVJ Show, 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763 here at the KVJ Show. Somebody had the comment here that said, yes, but people who don't have kids also have to pay taxes that benefit the school system. So should people who don't have kids in the school system get a tax credit then?
Boom, Virginia. What do you got to say about that?
You knew that was the game when you bought your house. And that's always been the game. Pre-COVID, post-COVID, you knew that came with being a homeowner.
Okay, let's wait for the response from the person who texted in. See what they have to say to your comment.
If you're not directly sending someone into the fire, I don't think your opinion should matter.
And just for clarity, the lawsuit in Miami is about schools doing the virtual only. No in-person learning is what that's going to decide today.
Well, so Martin County is doing both, and this would stop them from being able to do the in-person. They would not be putting teachers and kids in a school.
What if you don't have any kids and you're not a parent, but you just have you love education, you want to see kids do great, the children are our future. Their opinion doesn't count, Virginia?
No, I don't think if you have a dog in the race, you should be super duper vocal.
Somebody texted and said, my kids started today in private Christian school in Palm Beach County. So I assume
private.
They're going in there.
There's going to be a lot of parents that do that. And I've talked to some that had their kids in public that are pulling them out of public and putting them in private because they do want them to be in what they're calling brick and mortar in the school.
In the physical school building itself. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I was going to say something, but I don't have kids. I don't know if my opinion matters, Kevin.
Yeah, that's what you said.
You don't have kids and you're wearing a pedophile pizza hat.
All right, okay. We're not going to make that joke a common joke. That's your only one you get because I will legit start to get mad. Then it'll be uncomfortable.
You're messing with pizza now, Virginia.
Yeah, I'll get uncomfortable.
That's a soft spot.
I'll get uncomfortable on the air. That'll be bad for Kevin, the audience. Let's just go ahead and move
I'm just
on.
going to leave.
I'll leave with you.
Early vacation.
I'll leave screaming.
I'll let you guys stay here and fight it out, man. That's how I'm going to deal with it.
The KVJ Show. Mornings and the best variety of the 2000s, 10s, and today. 97.9 WRMF.
Virginia, we have not been good at this. We've lost the last couple of weeks. We got to get this thing turned around here.
Uh-oh. Are we playing the sound
Audio
effect
charades,
game?
yeah.
Okay. All right. We got to focus because we started so strong, and I believe we were a little too cocky.
Yeah, I think we were. I'm like going, I thought honestly, I'm like, Jaybird and Denny's just don't have it. They're not, this is not their skill set. I said we were going to dominate this. In fact, I'm like, we got to pull the plug on this or change it up because this isn't even a contest. And then they rattle off 2 or 3 victories, and now it's totally, flip me around here.
You guys rattled the cage too many times, and you angered the bird and the peace train.
Yeah. And you guys have taken us the last couple of weeks here. Now, this is the audio charades game. You partner up with somebody, and you give that partner audio clues to the word that you are given. You have 20 seconds to try to get 5 words correct. Now, the rule with this is you can't use any words at all in this. You can't go choo-choo.
Drip.
Yes.
Or if it's let's say the phrase has something to do with a bird, you can't start flapping your arms like a bird.
You can't, it's not a physical charade. You think about that's why it's audio charades. The other charades game, you're doing all kinds of movements and trying to do all these things to help with the clues. This is just you and your ability to make sound effects. That's what it's all about. Okay, so it's myself, Virginia, 20 seconds on the clock. Chance to try to get 5 right.
They want it bad, Denny's. They've been embarrassed and humiliated.
Go by Virginia. I'm going to do the sound effects for her. I think that's our best chance to win.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I get too flustered.
Virginia's a little off today, though.
I did not sleep well. Magnolia was up all night making cupcakes, and the banging of the pans and the giggling of the girls, it was a lot.
I know they're having too much fun. I mean, the audacity of this children during summertime.
Well, I mean, it's like 11:45, and clank, 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 clank. And at that point, I'm too tired to go down there and try to fist fight somebody. Because then you have to get up and then you're just awake.
Right.
And no one wants that.
And you're angry and your blood's boiling and then you're up all
night.
Then
I eat a cupcake and now I'm on a sugar rush.
Yeah.
And, it's just bad.
It'll work out. All right, but let's see if we can overcome your fatigue, Virginia.
Okay.
Option for 5 possible. 20 seconds are on the clock. All right, our time begins now.
Clock. Birds.
Pass.
Helicopter.
You got it.
Yeah.
A horse.
Pass.
A baby.
Got it.
Elephant. Horse.
No,
horse racing.
Oh, horse racing.
You guys got 2.
Okay. Tough.
Tough.
Yeah, let's see how tough theirs are.
Yeah, if theirs are like...
Theirs last week, I did notice that. There seemed to be a little easy last week.
His will be yawn.
Summer of Rig.
His will be yawn.
Is flipped,
What a bunch of...
Meow.
We haven't even gone yet, and they're already bitching. Like the old people from the Muppets.
I'm looking at them. They're easy.
Then you know what? How about this? Seriously. You write out your 3, whatever you guys want. Kevin, you write out 3 right now, and we'll still beat your old ass.
Oh!
Yeah, write out 3 right. I don't even want to do those. Don't even want to do them.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's easy.
Write out 3.
That's
How do you spell porcupine?
Bring it on.
That's easy.
Bring it on, Ralston.
That's easy.
Look at, they crumble like a cookie. We don't even go yet,
Just
Denny's.
saying. This is the only one that's hard.
We end up...
Okay.
Baby is hard. Elephant, you're out of your mind. Those are so easy.
Baby was easy.
Those were mine.
Yeah, they were easy. You guys had an easy round.
I'm going through the deck that hasn't been called yet.
I'm just saying your round was easy too. You're bitching about how easy ours is. Yours was easy.
Horse racing.
Horse racing was hard. I'm sorry. There's no way you can get that.
Juggling cat. I mean, what do you do with that?
Give us 3 new ones.
Okay.
It's going to be falling from an airplane. It's going to be the sound.
Go on ahead. We'll do what we got here. I assume they're all, legit from the deck in the right way.
Oh, we can do either one.
Yeah, do the new ones. I don't want the easy ones.
Okay. Virginia's in control here. Whatever she wants to do.
Yeah, all we have is the easy ones. So here we go.
Are those the ones you just showed them?
I just showed you.
Oh, okay.
They didn't see those.
Okay. All right. Throwing them all around all liberally here. Okay. She's just throwing them out in front of Bird.
Look, if you guys want it, here's your chance now to write new ones.
I don't think we'd have time.
I'm going to be real loose for you, Bird.
Okay, baby.
All right, here we go. You got 20 seconds on the clock. You got to get 5 correct. All right, your time begins now.
Sizzling, frying pan, peeing, whistling.
Pass that one.
Boat motor.
Pass that one.
Pig.
Yep.
Go. Yeah. Car racing.
Pass that one. Oh, got one.
It's drum roll. Shuffling
Drum
cards.
roll, shuffling cards.
Yeah.
Tough. Well,
Teapot.
Teapot.
next week, Denny's. Next week, we retain our title.
See, the strategy, Virginia, is they throw this one to get us off their scent. And then next week, they'll come back to dominance.
Yeah, that's our plan. Yep, Kevin
You
got
think
it.
they thought that far?
Well, from a guy who knows how to rig things, I can see a rigger.
He saw it happen.
Oh, yeah.
I know a rigger when I see a rigger, and this is a complete rig job.
Game recognizes game.
Yeah, that's basically how it works, right? How do you handle a teenage broken heart? I'm sure we've all probably been there. You ever get cheated on when you were a teenager and in love? I know I did. I had to go through it. So if you are a parent watching your son go through it and they just are not handling it well, what do you do? What do you say? How do you kind of pick up their spirits? We got an email here from an anonymous dad that said, my 16-year-old son has broken up with his first girlfriend / first love, and he's been held up in his room crying for almost 3 weeks, and I don't know what to do. I can hear him in there weeping at night before bed. He also won't eat. He's lost like 15 pounds. He looks like a different kid. He won't do his chores. Apparently, his best friend ended up sleeping with his girlfriend, and he's absolutely devastated.
Oh, baby, that is rough. Your
Now-
best friend. That'd be like Denny's sleeping with a girl I was in love with. That would be. You're devastated.
So I've tried to give him fatherly advice, including trying to get out and maybe watch some porn, but I don't know if that's a good idea.
Wait, what?
So my wife was like, that's a dumb idea. Stop giving him advice.
All right.
Now I'm in the doghouse with my wife.
You dummy.
So how do I handle this to kind of get him straightened out? I'm not sure that our audience has got any better advice. First text says get him a hooker. So yeah, that's probably even worse.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What about just old-fashioned talking to him about the heartaches that you had when you were a teen boy and just saying, look, this is everybody. Everybody goes through this.
Okay, but if you're 16, you've been with this person for a year, and then your best friend cheats and sleeps with your girlfriend, how long would you give your kid a mourning time where they can mope around and be heartbroken? Because eventually, if they're not doing their chores and they're just kind of crying and laying all day, that's going to get old for you.
Yeah, you got to pull them out of the funk. I think you give them a month, and then you have to help them get out of it, even if it requires going and taking them to a therapist.
Does anybody know what that equation is? If you're with somebody for 3 years and you break up, there's like a whole equation. You get X amount of time. You're able to mourn, and
It
that's
should be a month for every year.
Is that what it is? So
It should be.
If you're with someone for 6 years, you get 6 months of mourning.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think you should be over somebody that you were in love with after a month?
You only dated for a year. A month of moping and losing weight and not doing chores. I mean, it sounds like this kid is sinking into a deeper depression than most.
Yeah, this seems to be, more than what I've seen go on. Because, I mean, this happens quite frequently that, teenagers are going to get cheated on. And, obviously for a dad, it does present that whole, you get to talk to him about relationships. Not only, his kid got a twofer here because he learned not only about friendships, but he also learned about, love and romantic relationships to say, hey, look, both can be very fleeting. And when you look back on life, just use me as an example, typically your big high school buds or relationships may not be likely the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. You're going to have many more. This is a learning opportunity for you, and it's a strength building exercise. And that's where I would come in and say, where his kid is, be like, you've got to learn that life is going to give you a lot of disappointment and challenges. This is a chance for you to show some mental strength because you need physical and emotional and mental strength.
Yeah.
And you need to try to come into a positive place here.
Sit him down and said, son, if I was to tell you how disappointing life is going to get, you would not sleep tonight. It's going to be okay, kid. All right, good night. Love you.
Yeah, he's 16, and where he is 3 weeks into this.
Keep in mind, though, this is a little bit of a different thing because of his best friend. He did lose two relationships here.
It's a double
Yeah.
whammy.
Sure.
Didn't that happen to you? Didn't your friends end
Yeah.
up
I did.
both
yeah.
of them at the same time
Yeah.
with your girlfriend?
That's a triple whammy.
Yeah.
That's a triple
I had
whammy.
a triple whammy.
Well, how old were you when that happened?
I was 17, probably 16, 17, about the same age.
And were you actually with the girl when they cheated on?
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to not feel sad and broken?
I mean, it was tough because the problem was the girl then left as an exchange student. And so I couldn't get, that was the part for me where I couldn't get that closure. I couldn't even get an honest answer. I was getting the no, it didn't happen.
Where's she from?
Huh?
Where was she from?
This was in my hometown. She was an exchange student, went to another country.
She went back to her homeland?
No.
Oh, she's from Logan and she went to another country.
I thought I was the one that didn't listen.
Sorry, I thought she was a foreign exchange student, which makes it hotter.
No,
This is
I was going to give you extra points if you had made it happen
Dude,
with
this
a
is
foreign
Logan, Ohio.
exchange
There ain't
student.
nothing hot about this story.
I did date a foreign exchange student, though. Mercedes from Barcelona, Spain. Yeah.
That's sexy, Kevin.
Yeah, it was sexy, but that wasn't as hot as this situation.
Yeah. So two of them, and then were you friends with them after they did that to her?
No, not really. And they were kind of like we were all kind of in the same clique, but I wouldn't say that I even really like these guys.
Especially not now.
Yeah, we've never really patched it up.
That's a fascinating story to me.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I had obviously heartbreak and all that kind of stuff, and I learned a lot for it. My situation went on longer because I couldn't get closure and I couldn't get clarity. I couldn't get the right answer. And so I was believing her and defending her honor against everybody in town. I was like, going, dude, no, she totally did that. I'm like, going, no, she didn't. How dare you say that about her?
She would never do
She's
that
not here
to
to
me.
defend herself.
Well, that just makes it
looked
so
terrible.
much worse.
That was tough. That's why mine was prolonged.
The last one to know.
Then when she finally did,
She admitted it to you?
Yeah, finally did. Yeah, that was
so
tough.
they were hanging out one night and were they drinking?
Yeah, they're drinking. Yeah.
Logan alcohol.
Yeah.
These hoes ain't loyal, Kevin.
No, I learned that valuable lesson at that age.
Sounds like neither are these bros either.
These bros ain't loyal either.
No.
Maybe just Logan's not loyal?
No, yeah. Well, you know what? Part of it is if you haven't grown up in a small town, it is tough. There's even a country song about that, because you will wind up dating pretty much everybody's girlfriends. The dating pool is very small in a small town. And so you've got to learn to deal with that because you don't have a lot of options. And so there will be a time where you got to get used to one of your good buddies dating one of your exes.
It's just weird.
Or doing one of your current girlfriends.
He's so right about the whole small town thing. My freshman year, I went up there to play baseball in a small town named Marianna, Florida.
Yeah.
And it was I was there for a week, and I just started talking to this girl. We were just talking with each other. We were in the same class, and she told me, "My mama don't want me to date you." I'm like, "Your mama? How does your mama even know me?" "Oh, she knows that you're from Palm Beach, and we know that Palm Beach people are kind of bad." Like, what?
Yes.
I was there for a week.
Yeah.
And I'm not from Palm Beach. I'm from West Palm Beach.
Big difference.
There's a difference.
Totally. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, small town, baby. That's what it is. Somebody said a month is too long. Give him a week. If the depression doesn't give, he needs to talk to somebody if the parents can't do it. And I agree. To me, I would say at least 48 hours, no more than a week. After that, then yeah, son, you need to go talk to somebody.
Isn't he going on 3 weeks?
He is. It's too long.
Now,
Yeah.
okay, let's say he's not moping around and crying anymore, but he still has heartache over it.
I get that.
You're
but
okay
yeah,
with
I mean,
that?
if it's changing your behavior, and this person who texted in said my son's first big disappointment, he nailed a blanket over his window because he never wanted to see daylight again. So, I get it. Those teenage emotions are tough, but you got to almost just step in and you got to, give them some sympathy, but also you've got to, at the same point too, give them a time limit and some tough love to say, all right, this is just one hiccup life's going to give you of many.
But you are right, though. Those teenage emotions, they are strong, man. When it comes to the love stuff...
Yeah, you think it's just the end of the world.
Well, think about it. You're 17. Yeah, and you're in your 40s. You're like, all right, you only have 17 years on the planet. But for that person, 17 years, that's all they've known.
Right.
That's a long time for them.
It is. So, any other advice you give to this dad? 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. You can hit us up here at the KVJ Show.
Want to find the KVJ Show on social media? Just search KVJ Show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Simple, huh?
Would you run out somebody's pool and go to it? And then would you promise not to pee in it? That's a big question. There's actually a service that is doing this now, and they say that it is just taking off this summer. Swimply is doing great.
If you've got a pool and you've been fired from your job and you're like, okay, I got to make some cash. Yeah, I would totally rent out my pool to people and pay the bills.
Yeah, we went to Denny's wife has a friend, and she had this awesome pool. They were out of town, and we were there for like 3 or 4 hours. I would have paid for that experience. It was so fun.
Yeah.
We really could.
And if you need to make a little side hustle and you've got this pool, it's just sitting there.
Yeah. They're saying that they're making some good money, and as of Sunday, 165 different pools were listed. Anything described as kid-friendly to resort-like.
I didn't realize how much I love swimming in a pool. It is so much fun just to chill in there. I got bit by the pool bug, man.
It is so peaceful, and then it can become the center point of your whole residence. I mean, you can do everything. You can cook around it. You can just sit in the shallow end. Like, you can make that really awesome and peaceful in this time of corones. It's perfect.
Now's the time to have a pool.
Now's the time to have a pool. Bird, you've got to be everything that I couldn't.
I'm
we
looking.
need a KVJ pool.
I'm looking. They're just not in the area that I'm looking. There ain't no houses around, dog.
Gotta keep looking, man.
I am.
You gotta get that pocket listing, dog.
I don't know what that means.
Before it hits the MLS.
All right. Again, it's still
Major League Soccer?
Yeah, it's still very confused.
They say that the rental rates for these pools anywhere from $30 to $75 an hour.
Wow.
Is what you're looking at.
Okay.
$75 an hour. That's pretty good money.
That is.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're just sitting in your house and you rent it out all day and they're there for 5 hours, that's great.
Well, if you want to do a pool party and say, hey, $150, and if you had 5 or 10 family members and be like, okay, we're going to make this thing count, that's not a lot of money. It's a pretty good deal. And it's also good for the homeowners. There's one family said they made $7,000 this summer.
Wow.
Just having people use their swimming pool. So they're all about it. To me, I think it'd be worse for the homeowner. It'd be kind of weird if you're in there and strangers are outside using your pool. Like,
but if you're
hi.
desperate for money and you're trying to figure out how you're going to pay your mortgage because you got fired.
But I would make fake signs all around my pool going, we have that weird chemical in the pool. If you pee, we know it.
It turns
we read Snopes. We know you're lying. We're not falling for that. Another thing they said that's big this summer, slip and slides. They've sold out pretty much everywhere.
Oh.
They say it's hard to get a good slip and slide.
Is the slip and slide the one where you got the yellow little slide, but it also has water coming out of it?
Rocco's got one.
Yeah, those things are so fun, man. KVJ slip and slide party?
You're going to be bruised, but it is fun.
I'm already bruised. I already got the bruises. I want the fun time now.
Yeah, I hear you. They've got those going on, and they say Frisbee sales are up 500%. People playing Frisbee. Just all the outdoor stuff. So there are some people that are crushing it.
Give me the slip and slide.
Okay. Coming up, we got the After the Show podcast. Going to be live on Facebook in just about 15 minutes. Tops. Also, it's always every single day right there on our podcast app. You can download it for free. 97.9 WRMF. It is on there. We're also on Spotify and any podcast app you want. Last 30 minutes, the After the Show podcast. The first part of the show is always on there, though. You can hear that, the regular show, without the music and commercials every single day. All right, Jaybird, if you wrap us up with your thoughts.
I just think I'm going to be going to Virginia's house this week, and I'm going to be using Rocco's water slide, and I'm going to be using Magnolia's jet ski.
I love it. Come on over.
There's nothing wrong in letting the people who love you help you. Sometimes helping others is the best way to help yourself.
KVJ Show is all over social media. Find us Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.